It is the year 5016 of the Union Era, and the galaxy is home to trillions. At the core of humanity's territories, there's a golden age. But outside of this newly won utopia, the revolutionary project continues. Hello and welcome everybody to Frozen Rain, a Sleeping Above a Stolen Crown campaign here on Neon Lights Roleplay. Before we jump into things, just a note. Lancer is at its core a story about humanity and fighting back the evils of the old ages, and so those evils still need to be confronted and therefore exist in this scenario. Players, of course, have a direct line to me and to communicate their discomfort or icky feelings that they're having with any scenarios. Unfortunately, you as the audience are going to have to be a bit more direct with how you handle things. Fortunately, the Savage 21st is available and ready, providing exfil at the nearest blink gate, just at the press of a button, either to mute us, X us out, whatever's clever for you. Take some time, rest, full repair, and get back in the field when you can. All that being said, I am, of course, Turk, or TurkAccented, and I have the distinct honor of being your handler for the evening. But while I do have my hands at the helm, I'm not alone at the wheel, as I have an industrious group of storytellers here to fight the good fight and through the mud and blood of the Lancer storytelling system. So, if we could, in overlay order, starting, of course, with the one, the only Andrew Hooper. Please tell people who you are, who you'll be playing tonight, and I don't know. Do you have a good New Year? I'm curious.
Hi there. I am Andrew. Tonight I am playing Leon Holtz, our cowboy pilot who's just loves all these amazing people, just wants to see them safe, and he's gonna be super interesting tonight. That's all I'm gonna say. I am not piloting Don's first light. Not anymore. And my New Year's was pretty quiet.
All right. Well, next, of course, in the roster, it's the legend, whose introduction is done by professional.
Oh,
Foxy.
come on now. I don't know about that, but folks, if you ain't heard who it is by now, it's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also called your favorite Fox Philly's finest. And today, I am reprising my role as the incredible Reiji, our team's resident orc, badass mech brawler, and his best knightly friend, who, similarly, is no longer simply virtue. But we'll deal with that in just a bit. My New Year's is pretty fucking comfortable, I'm gonna say. Got to hang back, got pretty intoxicated, and watched some fucking YouTube, you know? It was pretty lit. Besides that, I'm gonna swing it on over, to the next person in the overlay, who I must remind everyone is looking fan-fucking-tabulous tonight.
I don't know who anyone is anymore.
Who is anyone? Am I anyone?
It's you.
Are you anyone? No. You're nobody, and I'm Legendary Vermin. Tonight I'm going to be playing Symbiosis Ads, everyone's favorite tiny little mech fixin' friend. Making friends, shooting missiles, tossing out turrets. Except probably not a lot of those last few things. Just making friends and being the sweetest little bean this side of the galaxy. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm getting to pass it over to the most powerful makeup in the room.
I mean,
the always incomparable Meg Mysteria.
Oh, you stole my
Game mother, game mother.
Wrong game, but I will take my glasses off so you can get the full look. Hello.
Slower, because it's so good. It's so good. Let them luxuriate in
Jesus.
that.
Wait.
Oh Lord! Don't kill nobody. Hold on now. Those are sharp. Hold on now. Be careful with those. Those are bladed. Those are bladed now. Don't hurt nobody.
It's clipped. Don't worry. We got it, chat. We got the clip.
Hello, everybody. I am Meg Mysteria. I will put pictures in the Discord. But tonight I get to play Elena Victoria, the EXO for all of these people who is having a bit of a rough time. She is still piloting Legacy. I don't know what's going on with the other people, but the Legacy is here to stay.
Quite a legacy to it. I'm funny.
You are funny.
I got you there, by the way. I just want it known that I got you there. I was already in the middle of a laugh, so I couldn't re-laugh.
Oh,
But I
it's
got
okay.
you. I'm there.
Just-
I'm there for you.
Just funny looking. I got you.
No, I love you very much.
So, it's nice. Anyway, I wouldn't be Game Daddy. I'd be Dice Daddy.
Too
It's
late.
different.
That's canon. It's already there.
All right. Well, let's take it back to the planet of Sparr, a virtual snowball of a globe floating somewhere in this beautiful universe we have here, beyond the immediate reach of Union, but certainly not beyond the goodwill of its administration and its noble Lancer program. So, pilots, last we let you off, you were escaping the frozen bastion, a cryogenic facility you learned for multiple people of import in regards to military, cultural, and logistical processes that would be used by the former government of Sparr when they were being invaded by SECOM to come back and continue the fight. Of course, you found the military forces already departed, and you definitely felt their wrath as you made your way out with a carrying collar ducked into one of your mechs and a general jamming device set up, a very old Sparry guerrilla tactic. And you made it out. You all have loaded up yourselves, mechs and all, onto the Half Nelson, and are flying back towards Yin, the capital city and really only major city of this planet. Located conveniently in one of the only available bio pockets where life can somewhat flourish without being completely iced over.
Might say it finds a way.
Yeah, it's also quite a hot pocket,
Oh,
where it's cold on the outside and really hot in the middle.
I hate you.
I mean, the entire planet's a hot pocket. I don't know what to tell you.
Stop.
Anyway, you all are aboard the Half Nelson. You have, of course, room on this dropship to demech, eject yourselves, or disembark. Yeah, shoot yourself into the wall. And roam about the cabin. There's of course room for you all to strap in as pilots. The automated systems grasped onto your mechs to ensure nothing jostles during the flight. And in-flight entertainment is going now to be the conversations you have amongst yourselves and the ping that you're starting to get from your pilot, Phoenix. Hey, folks, I've got a call coming in from Yin. We're actually getting a crisp signal for once. I didn't know we'd actually be able to get that. Seems like the further we move away from wherever the hell you were, the better we're doing. Anyway, I've got a very angry lady on the line here, and she seems to know all your names, so I'm gonna just patch that right on through, because, well, she kind of scares me. And then you're gonna hear, you connect me to them now, or else I'll have you... Hello?
Reggie's gonna stop everyone from talking and just go, now, XO, I'm not telling you what to do, but when angry women usually call my line and know my name, I just hang up.
You would recognize the voice of Yilva, head of the Wilderness Rescue Team.
Especially if it's Yilva. That's...
Well, thankfully, my experiences are not yours. So, hello, Ilva. Why are you harassing my pilot?
Harassing's hardly a word when your pilot won't let me patch through to you all.
We
We just got out of a hot zone.
Okay, great. So what's his excuse now that you're out of there? It wasn't,
I'm
exactly.
sure
There was
you're-
no excuse. So he helped me hanging on the line so he could prep you for me or something? Is that some union thing I'm not used to?
Okay, do you want
I'm
tech
sure he
support or do you want to
patched
give
you
us the
through.
point?
I wanted to check in on you all. You went radio silent for a long while.
Oh, she
It
can.
can-
Yeah, we almost got blown up. We
up.
almost got drowned. Got attacked by a bunch of
68.
megafauna. Yeah.
you know, just a regular day.
What the hell kind of days do you have? Okay,
Lancer days.
larger point being, what the hell was out there?
What wasn't?
Okay, fine. I guess I'll just wait till we actually have a proper debrief. But
You're
There are people.
Yep.
There are people headed towards Yin. That's important.
Yep.
should I
And,
get to facility, or
They are in the process of deciding whether or not they are going to wage war on SecCom or you, who they may think is SecCom. But their leader, I sent him. He seems like a really sweet guy.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure the person who's threatening to wage war on us is very sweet.
He's not threatening. He's
I
not the
I
threat.
want it known that while Reggie isn't saying anything, he's cutting Sim a look that's just very much like. Mm-hmm.
Just want her to be well informed.
They are,
Mm-hmm.
they are two individuals. They are considered civilians.
I don't know.
Actually, it's
about
more
that.
than 2 individuals. There was like
Yeah.
6.
There was the two ones you're probably thinking of were the military pilots,
Mhm.
Bjarki and Tome.
I thought
But
it
there
was
were
4 total.
no, there's a number of them. I just only really talked about the 2 military and then the other cultural ones, and then Ife Sadasun was the community leader there.
So 6 total then. The
Oh, like a-
military and
Like a bunch. Assume the map was incorrect. There's a small group, but they are
There was
cultural.
another room with just a ton of cryopods.
Mm-hmm.
then
Oh, totally.
One
correction.
handful of peoples.
A bundle.
And then correction, it is a small group, but from what we gathered, they are all classified civilians.
Great, and they're going to declare war on us.
No. They're 2 soldiers might do that, but there's 2 of them. How much damage could they do?
A lot. Guerrilla
A lot,
warfare is
but we're
extremely
here.
effective.
You have us.
Okay.
And if they're in their mechs, we've got this.
Speaking of
Okay.
us, in case they do declare war, I gave you a tripwire.
What?
It's me. Before they declare war on you, the leader will come see me first. If I end up dead somewhere, assume it's war.
Good.
I could end up dead somewhere. Fuck you.
Okay, larger point being, clearly a proper debriefing is in order. I'll ping your commanding officer as well. Do it all in one, unless you want to do it in 2.
I wouldn't mind a little extra time with you.
It's all audio, but you can feel just the eye squint as like the implied is the
To
board
be
gets
efficient,
reset.
we'll just schedule for 1.
Fantastic. Anyway, get some rest. We've got another storm brewing in soon, and well, my team can't find any leads, and by team I do just mean, Annette. So unless you were able to find some footprints or evidence of where your 2 militants got off to.
Thing about gorillas, really good at not leaving tracks.
They are very sneaky. I feel like we could learn something from them.
Not my style.
Great. Well,
You before you go, you know anything about the Blood Axe clan?
yes.
Anything we could use?
They're one of the 6 primary clans at the Council of Elders. They run the government. Current representative is Rana Bloodaxe. They're pretty much the top house at the moment.
Huh.
I heard they're pretty no nonsense, and if we wanted something from them, it's best to just go direct to them.
I'd suggest that. There's, look, what you do with Clan Blood Axe is really none of my business. I'll be trying to dig up any leads you can get into these guerrillas and trying to pick up these citizens who, I guess, just wandered out into the wild. So
They seemed very confident in their ability to get back to Yin.
so are drunk teenagers.
They weren't drunk, though they were fresh out of cryo-freezing.
Great. Okay. So some popsicles are already out there.
Sweet
You'll bow.
popsicles.
And the line drops. And you'll hear Phoenix again. So yeah, we got a short ride back to Yin, but y'all doing okay?
Been worse.
Well, that's
We need to
something, I
run
guess.
some diagnostics on the mechs. There was another tech invasion.
Okay. Anything I need to be worried about?
Not that I think.
As long as you're up here, it should be fine.
Yeah, well,
As far as I can as far as I can tell, it doesn't overwrite the BIOS. So, as long as the system shuts down and starts again in a safe state, we can isolate the malicious code.
it's easy for you to say. All your systems are ground-based. I gotta turn this thing off in the air. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
I have nothing but faith
It'll-
in your ability, Reggie says with full sarcasm.
They don't pay to give
Thank
you a
you.
parachute or what?
I like the Half Nelson. I don't know about y'all, but I think it's a damn fine ship.
I sure don't mind her right now. Better than walking back.
The mech in question has been completely locked down. You shouldn't have to worry about an invasion of your systems.
That's all I need to hear. All right, buckle up. I'm gonna give us some afterburner.
The camera pans out, and I feel like after somebody says, like, I like the full Nelson as she is right now, we get the thing of, like, the glacier beast skull that's been affixed to the front.
Yeah. Yeah. Big fan, big fan.
Mandibles out, cutting through the wind.
Reggie cuts over and to the calm with the rest of the squad and just like, you're a bit bitey, old man. You okay?
Look, you're damn good at what you do, but you gotta stop trying to get yourselves killed.
Trying
Like, I get on the field of battle, you know, we do what we gotta do, we face some overwhelming odds, but going down into that basement, waking up those popsicles and handing over just exactly what they're looking for? Seems like they could have turned on any of you real quick.
Gotta. And
And
maybe
you're not gonna fight their leader alone. Not gonna happen.
wasn't necessarily planning on it if it had to be the case, but she pulls
Good.
up, whether or not you're around, I'm taking her down.
That just means that you gotta keep me around.
Ain't I lucky for that?
Damn straight.
Listen, fam, simple reality is, I ain't met a thing out here that can kill me just yet. So until I do, you got nothing to worry about.
I feel like it'd be very apropos at that moment that you kind of feel this like lingering ache, just in like various parts of your body. Like you've been hit, but you know, of course, you've been safely in a mech. You didn't get hit at all. But like as you're scrunching over, as you like curl over, we can see the part you're grasping is very similar to the part that's been impaled by the carrion myth on Virtue.
Son of a... fuck.
What the hell? What's going on over there?
Like you can pull up the shirt. It's purely all in your head.
Yeah, like I think you get the camera cut of Reggie like pulling the shirt up, looking and realizing nothing. Cutting back to that brief moment where he twitched his finger and his arm didn't move, but Virtue's finger did. And just thinking and kind of just like, it's just a headache, real bad one.
Did you take that other dose?
Not your damn business.
It is my fucking business.
All right,
What
everyone's
dose of what?
biting today. Yeah, I took it. We almost died there.
And now you're feeling the residual effects of the damage to your mech.
I'll live. It's just a few spasms, nothing major, some pain, it'll pass. I've had worse nights. I just need a drink to deal with the headache, which will mean I'll wake up with a headache, so I'll drink more. It's cyclical. Life's cyclical.
What if something happens and Virtue loses an arm?
That's a question I can't answer, I'm afraid. I got my theories on what's happening here, but... Listen, I got some work to do in the big guy. Let me talk to him, look into some things. I'll follow up, alright?
If you need anything, let us know, okay?
And I guess,
We're a
like...
team!
So, quick clarification. Are we sitting somewhere together as a unit, or are we still inside cockpits at this moment?
Oh, I assumed you all got out of your cockpits because you have room on the half Nelson to just be a pilot.
In which case, you will see Reggie's face, like, he kind of looks down for a second, and then, like, looks up, puts on the hat as he is a bit tired and trying to rest, and, like, looks at you all with the face that's, like, kind of genuinely, actually, like a smile, and is like, anything goes haywire, you all be the first people I call, unfortunately. I'm trying, just leave me alone.
Get some shut-eye.
Tell me twice. Wake me when we're back at Yin. I need that drink. Both of them. All three of them. Several of them.
Well, the trip back is truly only probably short of an hour. So whatever soda we get is... Oh, yeah?
I think the last bit before that scene's over is we have Sim come over to Elena and Legacy. Hey, do you want me to start the diagnostic and scrubbing process on Legacy?
No, I'll handle it myself when we get back to the hangar.
Okay. Just, if you run into any trouble, it's, my area of expertise.
Why are you always so positive?
There's... I feel like you get the moments of flashback to Sim's past, particularly, really, really bad times on Sparr and out in the galaxy as she was piloting around, and all of these shots of like her and the casket that Mimir lives in. It's just easier to keep going that way.
I gotta... Saw it in her eyes, the anguish, the frustration, the terrible nothing that clawed inside and sought to smother her. She knew it was there, inside. She had been broken. And she smiled. Oh God, she smiled anyway.
Is that a quote from something I should know?
Yes. Probably not something you should know, but it's a quote from something, because I'm not that original. But, as I was saying, a beautiful little thing happened. The trip back to Yin is short of an hour. Without troubles, cruising in the Half Nelson in gentler weather is absolutely something that just, you can sit in the relative luxury of a military grade dropship. Pulling into your familiar hangar, you will, of course, unload, and your mechs can be moved either by their own, by themselves, or by machinery. It's, again, not super robust. I believe you did hear a rumor that Clan Blood Axe could set you up with something nicer digs, but at the moment, this is home sweet home. A little cramped, but all your mechs still fit. And yeah, Phoenix is all right. Well, I'll be running diagnostics on the Half Nelson. Call me if you need anything. I'm still around, y'all. But I'll probably also have to jump up over in case the Savage 21st takes a drive-by. You know, grab some extra parts.
How's the overall bucket holding up, by the way? And the captain, while you're at it.
Everything's usually fine. Seemed like that drop onto what was the name of that jungle planet? I couldn't even tell you. It seemed like it all worked out just nicely. The teams are, well, and they're clearly not as good as all you are, but they managed. And game, I think they have a story because they keep touting about some giant monster they killed, or might have not killed. Had help killing by with some other giant monsters. It's very confusing.
Nah, our story's better. We could learn about just ourselves.
That's true.
Don't forget, there are new episodes of the Betrothal, and we're gonna watch them. Okay?
I mean, me, Miss Betrothal. Fat chance I'd miss that. All right.
Forget.
I won't forget. I got several CompCon units telling me exactly what my calendar is every single day. Otherwise, I would forget.
It's like a nightmare.
Oh, it's lovely. The beauty of the golden age we're in, huh? I don't need to tell you that, pilot. And he'll give you all a wave.
As he, I guess, as the ship is pulling off, I get the brief cut of Reggie to himself, just kind of mumbling. Not a Lancer pilot. He does not voice that out loud to the group, though.
Mm-hmm. It's a brain thought.
One of those thoughts inside your head.
Yeah.
Just, normally I feel like he'd just be yelling about how he's not a pilot and he hates you all. It's growth.
All right. So, we are, of course, back in Yin, which means I get to play the music I really like.
Hit me with it!
The question returns to all of you. Everything seems fairly quiet. I mean, Yin, for as quiet as Yin can be, a rambunctious place full of Sparry people. But you have the current comfort of your hangar, but it seems like you've kind of been given the run about the place. So, what are the pilots getting up to? It needs to be noted.
I mean, first and foremost, Leon's gonna go to plug himself into like a combat simulator, just run through some test protocols, possibly some new weapon configurations for Dawn, and maybe use it as an opportunity to get a little bit of sleep, because we've been awake for a while.
It's been a long day. All right. Anything else anyone's immediately doing?
I think Reggie's immediately collapsing onto the hangar. I feel like, by the way, for scenery-wise, while we definitely all have our separate small sleeping spaces, places to hang out at, there's we have our communal space kind of open format out next to the hangar. It's just right next to between where the actual hangar is and like the kitchen or whatever is just a big fucking couch and a table. I don't know. I've always imagined that in my head. Reggie is collapsed on that table, just out, just gets out of virtue, hops down, just now again, someone bring me that drink, and just falls on the couch and it's immediately out of it.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say even you're feeling particularly down, lack of energy, as if you yourself had been fighting the entire day.
Hence, the sleep.
So, I already played my Sparr music. I can switch back to some more vibes. So, what's everyone else up to? Elena and Sim. Elaine and Sim. I don't know why I keep on putting an A on the end of that. I blame
Because
Leona.
that's correct.
There is.
That's what her name is.
You need to do chalkboard lines in this. I don't know what else.
I fixed in my notes. It's better now, everyone.
That's okay. It's still wrong on the outro video.
Fuck, you're right. God, I knew something about this campaign wasn't fixed yet. It was that.
The hubris! The hubris!
Damn it.
But yeah, Elena, and Sim.
Elena opted to actually utilize the machinery to move Legacy from the dropship into its hangar location, and is very quickly getting to work on that. And that whole process is just kind of consuming her. She is becoming engrossed in it as she takes everything kind of apart bit by bit and is purging everything before reassembling.
Okay. You don't have all the tools you'd probably like to do a full breakdown and respec, but
As well as she can, anyway.
But yeah, Sim.
I think Sim kind of takes note of the fact that Elena has chosen to move Legacy out of the ship, not under its own power. I imagine for a lot of pilots, just moving them under their own power, even in the hangar, is standard, and that you only do that when you think something's real broken.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I think Sim kind of comes over and is like, maybe trying to be helpful, but maybe also hovering a little bit too much.
Engrossed as she is moving the components that contain both personal and combat logs within the mech, asking, is there something that I can help you with, Sim?
No. Is something wrong with Legacy? I mean, I know that there was an invade, and you experienced malicious code, but is something wrong?
Thank God, Legacy's been reduced to an astral droid.
I have a friend now. Anyway. I'm just following.
Water's thawed.
Yeah. I'm just following designated protocol.
Which designated protocol?
The one that I didn't make you do. Which is a complete salt and burn of the systems.
Okay. I'll leave you to it then. If there's anything you need afterwards, though, just let me know, okay?
Will do.
And Sim will kind of scoot off in the direction of the mess. And grumpily, not grumpily, but like concernedly eat.
Crumpily.
Grumpily.
Yeah. I've heard that called being a frump. Yeah. You're like, but yeah, absolutely. Grub up. Those of you in the main area, in like the main seating area before the garage doors, will hear a kind of bang, 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 bang. Like not urgent, but just like a note, since y'all don't have an official doorbell.
Oh, we got mail.
Hello, representative of Clan Aegir.
Ah.
Care to deliver here the package for you from our elder?
Reiji will take the package. He'll clasp the.
Oh, you need to open the door.
Oh, I guess Reiji will just like clasp the courier around the arm first, give him the typical like Sparr greeting, as is appropriate, and then hit the hangar door.
Yeah, you could hit the.
I think you even get a moment of like he like walks up, like looks for a package, doesn't see one, and it's like
you see like a big crate thing basically behind him.
He's like, and he taps the door and goes, "Yo, we got mail." Just
Not officially mail, no, but our elder does send her regards. The winter gear, the travel equipment, as promised for the rest of you. Our caravans appreciate your protection and rescue. And it's like a very basic like lifting system that moves it in towards your hangar and drops it in a storage spot. Again, probably don't have room for a lot of these. You're lucky this is really the only time you've interacted with a clan that's giving you gifts. But it pulls away, and you can open it, and you see its various kind of like think like mech size. Like you'd be familiar with this, Reiji, the mech sized snowshoe types, indicating that not that you're a member of Clan Aegir, but that you are friendly to them, as well as some other like propulsion gear to looking over the specs that are provided to you, so you can of course print these yourselves at your leisure. You'd figure that these could be leveraged to help fight against and reduce wind and various other element effects that would be present in Sparr.
Reggie's kind of looking at this like, hell yeah, and like tosses like the data pad with info over to Sim, just like, this will be hella useful.
Clan, of course, Clan Aegir is always here to help you. As you've done right by us, we've done right by you. And hopefully this is the start of a long and prosperous friendship.
Appreciate it, cousin. He kind of offers him like a sidearm.
Mm-hmm.
I like to believe that in a very, very similar to home fashion, lots of people on Sparr just call each other cousin. It's a very, very common
cousin. Yes. Yeah.
Everyone's everybody's cousin,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I take it this means that your carrier was able to make it back all right?
Yes, we were very fortunate he did, and had many a story of you all killing quite a few beasts about him, or at least pulling him out of it. And we already sent out a small group to go and recall all the lost equipment and such. So you've done us a great service by doing so. And I was consider this a bargain paid, but an invitation for more bargains in the future, should you like.
Hey, you know where to find us. We appreciate the work.
That I do. And he looks about. I thought it'd be bigger in here, but aye.
The creature even kind of just like, hey now, bit offensive. It's only.
Oh no, it's just you hear stories and you figure that they have decor to match. It's unbecoming of you that you're stuck in such a small space.
You're speaking like you have something to fix that solution, or to fix that problem.
Oh, not myself, no, but, keep playing your cards right. I'm sure someone will get you somewhere nicer. The way I've been hearing it, you've been all but aces.
I did think so.
Well, you hear no complaints from me.
Thank you so much for the delivery. We'll make good use of it.
I hope you do. Let them all know Clan Aegir set you up. And he'll make his way with the various lifting mechana with him.
Oh man, what a fruitful day, huh?
Excited! It's time to customize it.
Oh, I think Rachel looks at the other two just, she's singing the song. She has work to do.
Where's my blowtorch? Where's my welder?
Same place you always put it. Third shelf on the left.
She gets her welding mask, puts it on. It's time.
Well, if it's a work night, then... Ugh.
You feel real bad, Reggie. Like,
Don't force yourself to work if you're still hurting.
Yeah, I'll take it slow. No heavy upgrades till the morning, I promise. But, you know, I like to do a little hammer clanging. I'm a simple person. Doing the simple bang bang makes my small brain happy.
larger point being,
Reiji is sitting down when he says that, and
Yeah.
Sim pulls up the welding mask and deposits a kiss on the top of his head before going back to it.
He does, admittedly, because I think this is the one thing Reggie and I have in common, is that when getting forehead kisses, he just bursts the stupidest smile, just...
Hey.
Which, yeah, that's a canon Foxy trait, by the way. It's a thing that people can confer if they need to. Forehead kisses just make me do the big...
well, I think the scene kind of ends there as you all work and rest for the rest of the day. With the new day, bring in fresh opportunities. So, now's the part where I have to ask, who wants to do something first?
Well, I assume I need rest, so I'm happy to hand it to one of my co-conspirators first.
I'm good.
Take it.
I got this.
Do
yeah.
it. Fucking get in there.
Probably over Sim's comms as Leon, wakes up after having passed out in the simulation. Sim, what the fuck was that?
What was what?
What did you load in that damn program? A coffee shop? There was a pixie or something?
New games!
What?
The simulator is good for so much more than just combat drills. And you have been pushing yourself too hard. Don't think I don't see you. I read the logs.
Okay. How did you know what Unival looked like?
I just made some best guesses.
Yeah. All right. I got so many questions, but first off, whose damn cat is this?
That I don't know.
It's basically a 3D. Is it a real cat or a 3D projected cat? I want to clarify here.
Technically a 3D projected cat.
Just like you can see it's being projected from the ship mech formerly known as Dawn, and it's just a cat that seems to be purring and running itself up along Leon's leg.
Did you program a cat into Dawn?
No, of course I didn't program a cat into Dawn. I got an asset off of the web store and loaded it into Dawn.
Watch this talking mic. Or whatever that one is, where it repeats what you say. No, but it continues just circling you and occasionally just, sits and starts licking a paw.
Relax.
Just,
That order.
hey, you busy at the moment?
No, not really. I mean, I'm at a good stopping place is what I mean.
I'm gonna come say hello. Finishes climbing out of the simulation pod.
You hear a couple of bursts of welding noise, and then a clang as a tool is dropped, and the blowtorch going out as she kind of cleans up her workstation, which is currently kind of she's on one of those genie scissor jacks, but one end of it is just cut off so that you can actually work next to a mech. And she lowers it down.
Hey, just in case this next mission actually makes one of us bite the bullet, I just wanted to come talk to you. I don't claim to understand your relationship with Mimi or with Reiji. I don't want to pry. It's none of my business. But we've been good friends for a long time, and know that I do care about you a lot.
I care about you too. And Sim goes in for a big hug, where she certainly does not even come up to mid chest level. She's small.
Yeah. Around the head hug, just for a few moments.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great. Why?
You always look out for other people, but I don't know. We've done dangerous stuff before, but you've never been worried like this.
Hey, it's just being back on Sparr, bringing up old memories last time I was here. Sure, it's nothing.
Well, look, you don't have to pretend like nothing's wrong. What we do is hard, and I don't know. I want to be there for you in whatever way I can, because I know that you've helped me when things were rough.
I'll tell you a secret. Something that can't leave this room, that not even the XO knows.
You can, and I will do my best to keep it. And she scout salutes, does the hand cross over the heart, everything she can think of to be I will try to keep this to myself.
If you don't, it'll probably get me killed, so,
And I will be very, very careful.
Just lean in real close. Think for a few moments. Can't ask any questions, all right?
You got it. I'm dying of anticipation, though.
Leon was my brother's name. And he'll just give you just kind of a gentle head bonk and then just turn and start walking away.
And she'll reach out and grab your hand. Thank you. I promise.
Squeeze it just maybe a little tighter than you should, and would go find somewhere quiet and alone to be.
I don't know if we have automated dollies, but wherever you end up, 20 minutes later, there's a hot beverage trundling on what is a thing normally used for transporting medium to large size mech tools, like a craftsman chest that can move on its own.
Yeah, drones are easy to control. Yeah. Hot chocolate, probably, right?
I think this is actually apple cider.
Ooh. Some off-plant delicacy.
Yeah. Love apple cider.
Hot apple cider, too. Oh, it's nice.
And I guess on the way, he just stopped by the 3D printer, just input some code, and then just let it run for a while.
It's probably got a while to run. Okay. Who wants to go next?
Spicy? That depends. At some point, we have to do that debriefing.
I mean, one of us has to do the debriefing.
I have to do a debriefing.
Okay.
I don't know how much you want to go into depth with that. We can just say it happens if you want, but
Oh. Exactly. No, I'm doing it. You can have yeah, no, it's like RP in my RPGs.
That was me the
Anyway.
entire
be
section on
prepared for
screen.
my
God damn
memory
it.
to suck.
So you can of course contact Yova and organize a meetup wherever you like. You have of course your own hangar, which you know Captain Inahara can calm into. The Union Administrative Building could probably also host a call between yourselves and the Savage 21st.
21. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be
No,
better about
you're
that. I'm so
correct.
I know.
No, the history of the Savage 21st is very
Straight
much in line with that. They were the Savage 12th, but then some Warpgate stuff swapped around the numbers, and they figured fuck 12. So yeah, wherever you want to have this meeting, you can absolutely set it up with Yova and Captain Inahara.
Since it seems like work is happening off and on in the hangar, to reduce actual background noise, I think the administrative building would be best.
Okay. Well, Yova you get a kind of groan. I'll set it up with Isaac, I guess. Fine. All right. I'll meet you there. We doing this today?
As soon as we can get a connection.
Better hope he does it fast, or Isaac comes out with hot cocoa. All his little stories. Analogies.
You can always say no or ignore him.
You can't say no. It's a gift. Be rude to refuse. Be unbecoming of my family.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to suffer through hot cocoa.
Okay. Well, the rest of you, I assume, are alerted to the meeting occurring soon at the Union Administrative Building. Process at which you get there is up to you, but is expected that you attend.
Haha, I'm not the only one, fuckers.
Oh shit. I can't call out sick.
Sim's ready.
Reiji jumps up in the current rest outfit and is like, well, if we have to.
You do.
Fine.
Send my best to the commander, my lord.
The power down to half reactor for a while and do some diagnostics. We got work to do when I get back.
Diagnostics, half power. I'll do diagnostics at full power.
Please, just, never mind.
Sorry. Afterburners rev off as he says that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, Virtue, not in the hangar.
If this hangar cannot sustain my full power, then it is not a right hangar for us.
Alright, somebody call the fire crew and we should get moving. It's not worth arguing with them. Trust me.
Fire crew, they'll just kick some snow off the ledge near you guys. Fire crew's just some kids who step up on the edge there and just anything looks like smoke, they just knock over some ice. No. But yeah, you'll head over to the Union Administrative Building. Of course, brought up to a private call room. Honestly, at this kind of a large-scale conference, a number of you, they'd probably have a more official kind of conference call system. Imagine your head's the kind of thing, I don't know if maybe you play Mass Effect 2, but the sort of thing where it kind of digiprojects all around you, the call you're in, Yoba will of course be there as well, standing with you, with some seats provided. Captain Nahara, you'll appear in a location familiar to three of you. Captain Nahara's office aboard the Savage 21st. Pilots, Captain, and she'll Captain. It's not that awkward, is it? I understand there was a bit of a discovery recently.
Looks at our XO.
There was. We went out per Ilva's request to investigate the location where our team originally went down to see if we could find any more evidence that could suggest the whereabouts of Innivel or anyone working in a side tour.
Before you go saying it was a dumb idea, it was the only way we're ever going to generate any clues about this investigation. I agree, it was a fantastic idea.
It was the right thing to do. Yes.
Fine.
However, once we...
It was a great idea. Good.
However, once we got there, there was nothing. There were no residual mechs, nothing from our previous combat.
And how did you move forward from there?
I actually delved into some of the research that I did once I first got here, back into the last war when Innivel was a threat. Found there was a bunker nearby that was declared non-relevant. There were no life signs, so it was not touched.
You won't fucking believe what we found in there.
I will have to.
Sim, in these meetings, has gotten in trouble a lot for speaking out of turn, and is sitting on her hands and basically vibrating.
I'm sorry. It's a very good description.
Just put a hand on Sim's shoulder and make that look like proud of you.
Vibrating your hand. Right. So, what did you discover within the bunker?
XO?
Well, it was fortified. It was apparently seemed untouched for quite a while. Once we broke down the bay doors, we found ourselves in a hangar. After activating a terminal to proceed further, there's a defense line that was activated. Innivel attempted to infiltrate systems and managed to get in the mine.
You're gonna get a very confused look from you, but Innivel herself was there. You're certain?
A fragment, at least.
Oh. That's...
We have more information on that.
That's not possible, though. Unival's was quite firmly dusted. That's some techno-shaman babble.
And Sim will kind of reach behind her ear and pull out one of her sockets. I mean, if you want to see the playback of my own records.
Let me tell you, she got in the exosystems. Really wrecked my shit for a while. Hell of a good time.
Doesn't sound like one.
She also had control over the military installation itself and locked one of the doors behind us and started turning off the air filtration systems below ground.
Gassed us, bombed us, trapped us, shocked us. Real
I
mad
think the
how
bombs
shit.
for somebody else, but definitely the doors. She almost snapped one of us in half.
Well, she's still around. Great.
There's something masquerading as her.
And not
Let's
for too
hope
much
it's
longer,
not.
regardless.
Either way, let's hope it's just a masquerade and not the goddess herself. That'd be troublesome. really be a problem. I'll have to report this to the elders one way or the other, but let's just keep Unival's potential return on a lower tune.
We should be treating it as if Inival has returned. From what we understand from the program records that we found, it was a stored away fragment that has been reactivated.
Fragment of an NHP shouldn't be too much to deal with.
And yet...
Well, you actually... And Sim will stop herself.
Please.
From there.
Continue, Pilot Sim.
No, nothing.
Symbiosis, you are our foremost NHP expert in the room. Please continue.
And I feel like the audience should know Sim knows all of this is true and works and has managed it herself. But here is what she says. Well, theoretically, I read white papers about the possibility of taking a fragment of an NHP and over a great deal of time, basically regrowing the whole. It depends on how it was fragmented, and there are some things that if you break them, they can't be reintegrated into the central components of the NHP, but given a fragment of appropriate size and shape, relativistically speaking, you could regrow an entire NHP. But it's not been, there's no trials of it. That'd be silly.
Well, silly or not, it seems like that's exactly what's happened. So you have a fully unshackled NHP running through systems and influencing your local populace.
Well, we don't know if it's a fully regrown version.
Doesn't matter. Whole or not, gods die.
Yes, but with some work. And
It does matter, because Yinival, as an entire NHP capable of fully acting paracausally, would be much more difficult to deal with than a partial shard. At worst, a shard behaves like a highly intelligent compcon. The whole thing is well beyond human understanding.
All right. Then
What's
keep hunting
worse
down
is-
fragments, ripping them apart piece by piece till they're all gone.
Well, that's what Setcom did. You see how far it got them. The problem is, any whiff of Unival is bound to cause tension within the city, if not the entire planet.
Like that's also what she wants.
Which is going to be ever more problematic when the civilians show up, if they show up.
Well, I have a net out leading a small scouting party. They're headed in your direction. They've set waylay beacons. They should be able to gather up anyone walking on foot within a few days.
That's good. Hopefully they'll be able to talk more sense into them.
Well, it is a net, so I'd be more worried about her hitting them upside the head.
Well, they're more likely to listen to a native, at least.
Well, good. I'm sure that won't be problematic at all with our metropolitan society.
Speaking of problematic, should we talk worst case scenarios? What happens if these remnants declare war on us?
Well, depending on how known the goddess makes it, or this fragment in HP makes it, she could turn some to her side, either through fear or devotion. I mean, I don't want to think too hard into it, but there's potential that she could have already made contact with some of the outlying clans in their holdings beyond Yin, and is trying to bring them on side.
Tim already said it's possible that an NHP like that can be regrown, and it sounds like it's exactly what our friends want.
Yes, and who are your friends? I know you mentioned 2 military personnel.
An old geezer, couple civilians.
Sim will pull her info cord, stick it into the conference call system, and then transmit the personnel files that she found.
Of course, Captain Inahara is just going to look at it like passe, just information, but looking over their skills, he's nodding along, but Yoba is looking at that.
And it's the raw version plus her translations, which she saved a copy of.
Mm-hmm. That... You're talking about figures of near myth still walking around. You're telling me they were under the ice the whole time?
If I may be so bold, we've seen trashed mechs stand up, walk, and fight.
Fight hard, too.
I suspect that the mechs that we did see didn't just disappear. They walked off, and they walked off to somewhere else.
She's building an army already.
She doesn't necessarily need conventional troops either.
Mm-hmm.
I'll need to bring this to the elders then. We'll have to prepare, make sure our defense systems are automated, and well, I imagine I'll be quite busy making sure all our sensor arrays are still functioning.
Will the
Looking
clans
forward to
fight?
that. Oh, what else do we do on Sparr? But as for winning them over, I'd say it'd be pretty hard to get them all united against the Union.
That's the thing I'm thinking about.
So I'm not particularly concerned about any one representative. I mean, given what she is and given what the Union offers, I think we're pretty secure that the core clans will stay loyal. It's just the fringes. It might be pulled a little bit.
So, enemy forces
and-
look like some civilian troops, 2 military guerrilla war experts, the civilians' leader, possibly a few French clans, and what am I missing? Ah, yes, the zombie mech army. What do we got?
Us.
Sounds like enough to me.
Well, I'll do my best to communicate the urgency of the need for preparedness to the elders without raising alarm amongst the general populace. The rest of you is, well, unless you know where they're all hiding out, I suggest you to get ready yourselves. If Univol's going to make a move, it's going to be big and all at once, like a wave.
Big and all
Sure.
at once. A woman after my own heart.
Well, she'll probably want to make a showing of one of the clans. Some form of, example to the rest. Traditional.
Well, Reggie takes a second to think and says, alright, brainless idea, but hear me out. We need something that can unite all the clans to at least hear us out to fight against whatever this is going to be, yeah? And we know, for a fact, before this war happens, at least one thing has to happen, yeah? Me and that commander have to scrap it out somehow. Why not make a show out of it? Call the clans. Make it an event.
You could do that, though. We'll see what your civilians have to say when they arrive here.
I'll leave that to cooler heads amongst us, he says, looking at the XO.
I don't know why you're looking at me. They're not going to listen to me.
I mean, obviously not, but you're gonna call the shots on what to do, and then maybe I'll work my lingo on them. I say out of character, but also maybe slightly in character.
Best way to handle the civilians is, from what I understand from Sim's conversation and Reiji's, they just want to know that Sparr is free, that the people here are free to be themselves, and that the culture is still thriving. If we can show them that, then there's a good chance that we can at least get in contact with the guerrilla commander.
Are there any Sparry free mercenaries? You know, people hire warriors from Sparr all the time to tackle the kinds of fights that other people can't deal with. People who don't have the experience in wilderness conditions in their mechs. If there are any that are on planet, they would be excellent advocates because they've seen the change in Third Com. They are bona fide warriors, and, well, if any are here, I'm
Of course.
sure they'd be happy to talk to their elders.
Well, there are probably free bands and mercenaries all over the planet still.
Bandits, more like, but there's
That
of
was
course
being
plenty of people off planet who've gone off planet. We're not so insular. We haven't traveled the stars. But once Annette comes back, I'll let you all know and help you set up whatever meetings you need to. In the meantime, I do need to speak to the elders. And she'll give a short kind of captain to Nahara and then the rest of you pilots. And she'll make her way out.
You should come back to hang out sometime.
Not even a turn. Inahara. Well, the situation is exactly as we'd like it. Ideally, we could have caught those two guerrilla fighters in base, but... Well, if you can't rally the local element for a full sweep, then we'll just be doing our best to give you intel as needed, but we can't be orbiting all the time. So keep trying to leverage every kind of pull you can. It sounds like you'll need to be ready.
We'll need bodies, certainly. There's war coming.
Hopefully we can avoid all-out war, but if it's Sparrite against Robo-Mechs, I like the locals' chances.
Damn right there. Nonetheless, we got work to do, yeah?
Lots of it.
Take care of yourselves, pilots.
Commander.
Will do.
We'll keep you abreast of any issues as they occur on our end. And yeah, it'll shut off and you'll be back into a room.
Rest.
Thanks.
That's in character, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Well, whether going home to work or I'm going home to drink, I'm still not feeling super great.
Hey, sometime maybe tonight, next couple of days, whenever you're feeling up to it, we should do a little sparring. Just stay fresh, just in case. And I got some new programs, new weapon mode out I need to test.
Reiji, from rubbing his eyes, looks up at Leon, and there's like an anime flash in his eyes, and he's like, "Now you're talking my fucking language. Tell me time and date, babes."
Still gotta calibrate, but I'll let you know.
Let me do a little bit of work first. I haven't been trying to fix the big guy up a little bit. I got some thoughts.
Looking forward to it.
Hell yeah. Well then, let's head back. It's gonna be a fun night.
Yeah.
So, what's everyone doing?
Sounds like we're going home to work on some upgrades!
Yeah.
Also, check it on my 3D printing.
Mid-season upgrades.
Whatever you were
mid-season
printing was done,
upgrades.
but yeah, you will absolutely get a call. On your way out, you'll be stopped by Isaac. Oh, just want to let you know I put in a few words. You should find yourself capable of. Well, let's just say I've had a few hands extended your way for a shake, if you'd like.
Any of that from Clan Blood Axe?
If you want me to set up a meeting, I absolutely could, but they'll want something in return. Absolutely, then. You tell me the time and the place, and I'll do my best to get Rana Bloodaxe to show up.
Give me a few days. I'll come let you know.
All right. I look forward to it. Anyone need cocoa before they head out?
Yes, please.
Absolutely. With
Ew.
a to-go top. 2. Fantastic. He was prepared for 2. And he'll you can carry it out.
I want it known specifically, though. Like, if he had, like, an anime thought bubble in his head, or, like author's note in the manga, the second hot chocolate is not for Reiji. It's Reiji knowing Sim will want a second hot chocolate.
I agree with this wholeheartedly. There's like a Sharpie nearby, and it's like Sim, and then Reiji picks up the Sharpie, also Sim.
Sim also.
All right.
You'll go ahead. I will catch up with you. I have some digging I need to do.
You stay frosty out there, alright?
As always.
So, who wants to do something first?
I mean, I'll fall on the sword this time. Fuck it, why not? Why not?
All right.
I think so. I guess it's for like arriving back at the hangar. You know, doors. POV. It's the hangar shot. Virtue's chilling, still a bit damaged, but you know, hanging out. Hangar door slides open. Reiji walks in with the Birdman hands. You mean just really feeling himself? Just. All right, big guy. We got some work to do this evening. How you feeling?
Excellent, of course.
Scan's looking good?
Oh, naturally. There is nothing wrong with me. I am prepared for combat this evening. This moment.
Something
this second.
absolutely falls off as soon as he says that.
Yeah.
Just like the attitude, big guy. But
that should be ignored. It is a non-consequential piece.
Hey, real quick, before I bring this point up though, question of us I haven't asked you in all these years yet, big guy.
Blue. No, green.
Filing that for later. More important,
Maybe yellow.
I like yellow too. How do you see yourself, big guy? I'll elaborate. Are you just the consciousness in that frame? Or is that body yours? Is that you?
You have been speaking with Lady Sim again, I see.
I mean, I'm married to her. She talks my head off sometimes, so I listen occasionally.
And what a blessed union it is. Well, I'm a weaponsmith, as any fine weapon should be. I keep myself prepared and ready for combat.
That's fair, but that'll answer me, big guy. Do you feel like that body's part of what you are? Or are you separate from it? I ask because Well, if you're you, then before I change you, I gotta ask for your permission.
My primary housing is contained within a black box built into this frame.
I guess that answers me then, huh?
I suppose if I took your brain out and put it in another body, would that make sense? We could try it.
Let's hold off on that till I'm a bit more wounded, huh?
Yes, my lord. Put it on the to-do list. Behead my lord and place it on another body. A fine experiment.
Before that, you noticing yet, big guy? Changes?
Changes, my lord.
Do me a favor. And he kind of points it up like a gangway. Grab that.
Very well. And goes and grabs it, and you can definitely...
Yeah. Reiji holds his hand up and it's cold. It's metal, but I could crush it without trying that hard.
Interesting, my lord. I was not aware air felt like that. Truthfully, I've never actually felt it, but I have been told good things. And its air and the resistance it provides makes our moves all the more dynamic.
Something's happening to us, big guy. I don't know what yet, but we're changing. Growing? Maybe melding? I don't know what the word is.
I have noticed a marked increase in... I suppose the proper word in my lexicon is currently thoughts. Don't like those. They keep clouding the way when I should be thinking about combat.
Well, in that case, you know how this works. And Reiji kind of flashes a smile we've definitely seen before in like a prior season of this anime. I just got one question for you, big guy.
Yes, my lord.
Do we keep going forward?
Always forward, my lord, for a step back would degrade us both.
You're damn right. Reiji holds his hand up. We get a brief flash to the combo Sin had of, I wonder what happens if Virtue loses an arm and while you're plugged in. Reiji kind of just thinks, yeah, it's time for a makeover, big guy.
Very well. Should I fetch the cosmetics?
Not just yet. Gonna do a lot of metal work first. Rework these joints, get some things welded in. It's gonna be a fun night. He drops the welding mask. I also want to note that Reiji and Sim drop their masks in the exact same way. In the same way that if you watch all the Thor movies, Hela, Loki, and Thor all draw their dual swords in the same way. It's the exact same movement. It's the most beautiful thing. Anyway, so yeah, that happens. Reiji grabs the welding torch, blows it a couple times, just like, let's get to work, and then begins to orc about his big mech and start making stuff happen.
All right. Anyone else noting anything?
I gotta wait until the XO's done.
I think it's time.
Sounds like it's fucking time.
Time for what? I'm out of this loop.
Time for you to do a thing. You've been called out.
Shit. So after accepting Coco from Isaac, because yes, she gave Ilva shit, but she still did it. She again requests access to the private terminal so that she can do some researching. A lot of it is the same info that she had gathered from before initially, like all the old SecCom War stuff, but also requesting some additional information, mostly where current fringe clans are located, if they have a kind of ballpark of that, carrier routes if they have anything like that, and also our known center points.
Fringe clans are a little hard to pin down. There's not really official record keepings. Those in the war. I mean, it'd be noted, of course, that Clan Shifing was the only one who didn't actually surrender to Setcom at any point. They're, of course, like, also the only clan that doesn't have most of their people in Yin and actually has more people out in their outpost somewhere. But beyond that, beyond the six major clans, information is kind of scattered. A lot of people go off planets. It's, it doesn't seem like there is as much like rooted power in any one place. Like, because you're very well aware that Sparr is very difficult to settle in. So it kind of seems like you're in Yin, you're in one of the pockets that these major clans have found, or, you're going to be very cold. So, in regards to, is there like a secret unknown clan, you couldn't really pin it down.
It's not so much that as in she's trying to figure out where, if they end up with aggressive forces coming towards them, where that would be coming from, and establishing some kind of defensive line or a potential patrol route.
So you are absolutely given, like, basically, like, effectively the Wikipedia articles for these engagements. They are logged, cataloged, shown off, dramatized. There's documentaries that expose the lies behind the truth of those dramatizations, and then there's documentaries about how they made the dramatizations, and everything about Setcom is just icky. Basically, you would be very well aware that the people of Sparr who are fighting Setcom engage in almost a purely guerrilla-style warfare, utilizing a lot of the methods you're familiar with: carrying collars, planted explosives, an incredibly advanced technological suite, allowing for pilots to turn on pilots. There was never a full-on frontal battle. It was always attack, like, this group here who is isolated, and then when everyone comes to go help them, they go to get to the area where the distress beacon is, and there's nothing like carrying collars, and then Sparr handles the rest, kind of thing. Or go to their go to their depots and blow up a few things, pull attention one way, drop a carrying collar on the other, or start hacking and disrupting systems on one side. Jamming. There was never a full-on, like, they'll come down from the mountains and attack you. That would make the most sense given where the enemy's stronghold was recently, but you've just cleared that out. So now it's kind of hard to pinpoint where they're going to attack next. But I will say, you, using your map, are aware of most of the clan's major holdings. There's Clan Yingling, is kind of nomadic in its origin, in its people, and seem to just kind of, like, trying to pinpoint them down is going to be a little rough, because there's definitely some complaints from Union, current, like, Third Com, that they're being very stingy with their pocket locations with our expeditionary teams, and it's making it really difficult to fully map this planet beyond hearsay and older maps that Sparrites have created. So, yeah.
Okay, then largely in that part, learning that most of the people handle it through guerrilla warfare. She is absolutely familiarizing herself more with that. Especially because we have Quantum 2, who have wrecked our shit.
Yep. And yeah, it'd be, they only need a small team in order to do damage to patrols, and you figure with an incredibly powerful NHP that could literally move otherwise destroyed and knocked out mechs. It wouldn't be unreasonable to be concerned about supply lines to the city being cut at some point, and an effective siege being placed seemingly out of nowhere, unless the city was primed and ready for it.
Part of what I'm helping figure out.
Anything else you're doing?
After putting it off for as long as she feasibly can.
Do it.
Now that her research is done, she is going to swap out the comlink that she's been using and dial up a number. This one to... Hold on, where is that document? I remember the names of my NPCs.
Ada Victoria.
Shit.
Yes. See, Turk knows.
I know things sometimes. Ada Victoria. Union NHP and database specialist. Currently on station. But yeah, you send a call and goes through and you'll hear pick up. Yes, what is it? Who is this?
Hi, Mom.
Pause. Elena?
That would be my name, yes.
Oh, good. Okay. Yes. Hello. Well, yeah. What can I do? I'm really busy, Elena.
Sorry, I was just touching in. You asked me if there had come a point while I was out if I had to cycle Legacy.
And you had to?
Yes.
Did Legacy enter Cascade?
Yes. An enemy NHP infiltrated the systems.
Sloppy, but not to be unexpected, I suppose. What class NHP was it? Come on, don't tell me you didn't check. Horus, you know.
What is Innovel classified as?
Oh, there's no classification for Innovel. Like
Odd? Deity class?
There is no recorded classification for this in HP.
You let some... What planet are you on? Sparr, Tungu built NHP in their backyard hack, and then, of course, Cascade Legacy?
If I may, technically this is a SecCom NHP. So you could throw that up as a little backpedal / shield, which means that the closest comparison is probably Harrison Armory.
Explains a lot. Yeah, but she was looking for like Athena class or Noah class kind of thing. Yeah.
It's a lot more complicated than that, but because of potential security risk, I can't go into any details. I'm just doing what you asked.
Fantastic. Okay, well, send me the data and print out a new course. Look, I'm about to head into my own little classified security project, so look, you can be a help and tell me what this was, or you could be out there on your own in an ice ball.
I've handled myself so far. If you want details, you can go through Captain Inahara.
Fine. Stay safe. And
Thanks.
and the line drops, but kind of like you hear a continued dial tone kind of thing, like you're still on the line with somebody. You're just gonna, oof, wow, that was rough to hear, but don't worry, you did your part.
I was hoping it would just go to voicemail and that would satisfy it.
Oh, you know that's not how this works. But look, as a show of good faith, I'll see myself out. And the device that the broker gave you to call your parents on just like kind of fizzles in your ear, like ejects itself, and effectively, it's like literally just tinsel and wiring at this point.
Well, I'm glad I made the decision to not wear that while we were on mission.
Well,
Fuck.
anyway, before you can think through the repercussions of the broker having whatever the broker has done during that call to a highly classified Union facility, I think now would be a great time to take a quick break.
Yeah.
So, thank you all so much. We will be right back as we continue on with this. With more Frozen Rain. So, of course, take a moment, stretch your legs, eat, drink, whatever. Be merry if you'd like to. But be sure to join us right back in a few minutes. So, see you around. Welcome back, everybody, to Frozen Rain. Our players have gotten a good old chance to take a nice big old break, and certainly nothing traumatic has happened at all. But with that in mind, hope you had a nice break. Let us know what you did in the comments, or don't. Up to you. But while I waffle, let's ask the crew, who's doing something next?
We've had lovely shots of other people doing their mid-season upgrade stuff, so I feel like now's a great time for Sim to do the same. I don't know, the way I want to frame this scene is the exterior shot that we get is Sim kind of lying recumbent in the cockpit of Old Lace. And then we kind of follow the cord into the port that it's plugged into, and there's like the digital static thing, like you go into the digital world, and we see Sim sitting in a room with Mimir, working on it's Mark Zuckerberg's wet dream of what VR could be, where she's just like painting in the air, like working on weapon schematics and coming up with things and then kind of sliding them out of the way as she tries to understand things. Particularly, we see the device that was used to scramble communications. Several like diagnostic pictures of it, and an analysis of its PCB, and Sim trying to reverse engineer and improve upon it.
So you already made this Mark Zuckerberg stream because like more than one person's using it. But yeah, no, you occupy this space and you're analyzing. Would you consider this a continuation of your project from before, looking into countermeasures against Unival, or is this kind of something?
Yeah, I think it's that as much as anything else.
Do you want to make me a roll to create a was that officially? Get creative.
Get creative.
Because you rolled
there's
less
a
than a
button for
9
this.
last time. And just make me a d20 plus whatever relevant triggers you feel would, plus whatever relevant trigger you feel would apply here.
This is definitely gonna be a hacker fix.
Absolutely what I was expecting. Love me a hacker fix. You know me. I can't go a day without my hacker fix.
That's a 17, baby.
Perfect. Okay. Oh, reminds me. You did kind of get an idea of what you needed for this countermeasure to work. And I will say, working on this and understanding the kind of inner workings of the this jamming system and early Sparr technology. Oh, here we go. We're gonna say you've knocked off you can basically, with this bit of tech, you feel like you can reverse engineer something that will jam incoming NHP signals if you specifically tune it. So we're going to knock off specialized tools and specific knowledge or techniques.
Okay.
So you'll still need to probably do some contact with Clan Volsung for to like really.
I was still planning to do that part this session because you told us we had 2 downtime activities.
Absolutely. So yeah, this success does let you knock off those 2 requirements there. And so you're both working on this kind of, absentmindedly. Do you talk?
Yeah, I think Sim's process. Oh, I think there's a kind of cute, awkward thing where Sim has gotten so used to problem solving on her own, but like whenever she did it by herself, she would have to play Mimir to like get through some of her mental blocks. So I think what we see is like a couple of times Sim is like talking through part of the problem and like rubber ducking it with herself, and then she switches over to like a fake Mimir voice and is like blah 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 blah.
Is that what you believe I sound like?
No, not at all. I
mean, it didn't seem like a completely unfair approximation of my vocal pattern. Are you?
I did all of my best thinking when I was doing it with you. And so when you were gone, the next best thing I had was remembering the conversations we had and how you looked at things. So, I don't know.
It is very
It's
sweet.
not supposed to sound like you, but it's supposed to... It helps me when I'm stuck.
Sim, it is very sweet.
And in...
That's the gay alert.
No, it's cool. Stream didn't pick that up. Don't worry. It's totally fine. I was muted that entire time.
That sounds really weird, though.
It's totally fine. Don't worry about it. There was a siren for the audience. There was a siren going by. But I'm a good stream manager, so I was already prepared to handle that.
It was the gay alert, though. You missed it.
That's exactly what it was. Distantly in the distance.
For us.
Letting us know.
Yeah, I think one of the benefits of this particular space is that, like, unlike in Meat Space, Sim and Mimir can physically interact, or like as close as they can actually get to that. And I think Sim like squeezes Mimi's hand and kind of turns and repitches the idea to Mimi, and they work through it together, adding their own notes each to the whiteboard in different colors.
Can I ask you a question, Sim?
Of course.
A serious one, though.
Anytime.
I understand my functionality has not been at full capacity as of late due to chugging events as they are. But I feel I am in a. I felt. Do you trust me, Symbiosis?
Wholeheartedly. There's nobody I trust more.
Good. Then I will let you know that I have taken certain steps to repairing my cognition to its full state and to better assist you in ongoing events as they are.
You're doing it for yourself, though, too, right?
Yes, but you are important to me, and I consider us fairly close. I am.
Sim does the little like sway and shoe scuff.
We do share mental space quite often. It would be unfortunate to slow either of us down with delayed mental function.
As long as you're not overtaxing yourself.
No. I have carefully managed the amount of sensors I dedicate to looking at your butt.
It's just giggles. It's just giggles.
Mm-hmm. But a larger point being, since we have a moment, do you think we might discuss, and you're gonna watch as there's like a noticeable like glitch in the entire space you've created? I'm sorry, I don't know. Again, another one, and then it almost feels like the entire space around you just kind of like cracks. Like you were in a small egg of a room that has split. And now,
yeah.
And you watch as just like Mimir's form kind of just shoots back towards what appears to be an incredibly large, seemingly never-ending, interweaving lace of root and wire that just fills this entire area. And, you know, I imagine even if you're in this space, like there's still a level of body consciousness that you experience. And
I've got a thing for this, if you'll let me weave with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you say the room cracks, the way it's animated, everything cracks, and all of the surfaces that were the original panel are floating.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this like sense that even though there's not like a floor anymore, we see these shards of the original scene moving, and Sim is floating across them, kind of like sliding over different pieces, moving in the same direction, but because of the perspective and because of the way things have cracked and moved, her body is not moving in one direction, it's moving in many directions at once.
Absolutely. In this space, you kind of just have no choice but to accept it, as you also feel that connection to your body. You know, that sense. I guess you can kind of think like right now you delving in because of your, you know, the wiring. It's kind of like a diving suit. It feels like someone has completely broken that cord. The umbilical tethering you to the meat space, as you called it, is temporarily or perhaps permanently cut. And that's when you hear a voice. You are a most interesting invader, child.
In the real world, in physical space, Sim's heart has stopped momentarily. And we were watching that part of reality move in slow motion. There's like a fly buzzing, and we see its wings like slowly flap.
Mhm.
Yenneval.
So you do know of me. And you'll watch as almost seemingly from the tree, a series of roots form and interconnect, and at the same time, digital space kind of warps to form a figure that is both natural and cybernetic and human all at once. As it looks, as the image of Unival very much matches the imagery you've seen, but in stunning more detail. And she looks down upon you, and the scale just kind of makes you feel incredibly small as you realize the tree is both her, and this being is her, and this space is her. And I think the worst part for you is probably realizing that Mimir is effectively like restrained from one of the boughs of the tree in roots, just like completely bound up. I hope you don't mind. I've kept your companion otherwise occupied.
Please don't hurt her.
Oh, no. I wanted to talk. If I wanted to hurt you, you would be in much greater pain, child.
The fly outside of this is slowly extending its legs and landing on Mimi's hand. Or not Mimi's, Sim's hand. Although there is...
I mean, yeah,
one eye has opened.
There is much to discuss, but I'll keep this brief. You are a wonder, my child. Many would look upon what you've done and what you seem intent on continuing to do and see it as a next step in divinity or an abomination. I'm certain your invading government would certainly see it as something to be destroyed. But I applaud it. I think you are incredible.
Thanks, I guess.
I don't
It's
compliment
just-
you.
It's just... we have to share the space, and we're more alike than we think. And with that, those pieces of Sim start to, like, move and reconstruct themselves as the conversation continues.
I don't offer you awards out of nothing. I want to make myself clear. As the goddess of this place, I seek only the best for Sparr. You know this. Under my guidance and tutelage, all could be like you, existing in and out of this glorious land. I want you to be my herald. I want you to carry my banner across the stars.
Only if we let people choose it. That's what matters most.
If your friends, if Reiji were dying, if he refused your help, continued taking his injections, you wouldn't step in to help them? If your commander continued to push herself, you wouldn't stop to force her to reconsider her actions? If the man who is wearing a dead man's face that you call friend, humans, if he got himself in trouble of his own accord and seemed content to continue on that journey, you would not intervene to steer the ship?
Intervening is different than forcing things on them.
I am a mother, child. It is a mother's place to guide as best she can, but enforce with a strict hand. When
Pieces of Sim have reformed, and we see a shot of her sneakers, like floating in the gravity, but touching down on the surface of the tree as if it's ground.
I didn't come here to force you into a decision now. I understand you have connections and plans, and I imagine there's still some hope in your mind that you can win. But know this. And you watch as the vines around Mimir tighten. You have my attention now. And under the guise of a goddess, you are naught but a fly in the rays of the sun, and you will burn if you do not kneel. And the tension around the vine stops. Merely a thought to consider, child. An offer extended. I have other champions. I have other plans. I merely thought one such as you would appreciate the work I am striving for.
Sim is reminded suddenly she's been trying to place this tree, and she's seen it in her dreams before, and we get flashes kind of cut across in static of herself lying. It's an image that looks a lot like Jesus on the cross, arms out, naked from the waist up, a spear wound under her ribs, and the sun strobes over the tree. Nine times. Your offer's heard. But remember, there's more than one way to teach the world to grow. A mother should know. And the orientation flips again, and she leans out. She's floating next to the tree. She grabs one of the, bark vines, gives it a kiss, and then pushes off back towards Mimi.
And you connect with Mimi, and I feel like there's a moment where through the vines your hands can clasp again, and through that sensation you just kind of watch as kind of like an Inception kind of thing. There's a space within the space that you create which allows your tether to be reconnected, and the tree disappears, and you hear a more very less slightly mechanical, practiced Mimi, but more like an actual laugh, like I've got it. Oh, we've got it.
Yeah. I think we do.
I'm so sorry. I had to
It's
let her
okay.
in.
It's okay. She's something else.
I'll say. I think
Your
the best-
voice.
It's better, right? It's
Mimi is wearing jewels that look like a reflecting pool with a waterfall over it, and that there is a tree motif, but it is not Yenneval's tree. It is like a willow hanging over a pond. This... She made you trade it, didn't she?
poor trade. Foolish trade. I proved the wiser. We proved the wiser, and she'll embrace you.
They kiss.
They absolutely kiss! And you're free. You feel that connection to your body again. But I think I can come with you. That's okay, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
And that eye that was open in the last shot, the one that goes blue whenever Sim is directly connected, goes blue now. As they start mixing this space with the space of the cockpit. There is a lot that we can do now.
We'll do it together.
Yeah. And Sim basically gives up control of her legs to Mimir and lets her stand them up.
It's incredible.
Wait till you try talking.
Gosh, moving meat around?
Weird, right?
I could never. This is good. I missed this.
I missed you.
That is a solid place, I think.
Before we go,
Absolutely, yeah.
I have an idea.
I think we have an idea.
And then we see them kind of tandem working on the problem, not only inside that mental space, but going down and starting to put something in a totally new diagram on the 3D printer, and it says Basilisk Protocol.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call that scene.
I gotta breathe. I don't know why I gotta breathe, because I knew it was gonna happen, but I gotta breathe.
I liked it. It was good. I fucked with it. It was good.
All right. So, I believe there is some fighting as well as other things that need to occur.
Yes. Just before that, I think there is, I guess later in the day, as people are finishing up their repairs and things like that, we cut to, I guess a low light hanger shot of the mechs, in place. Virtue, clearly more silhouetted, it's kind of still hunched over. Then we get an inside the cockpit look as Reiji, clouded in cigar smoke, has pulled a sort of keyboard down onto his lap and is typing away at a console. Just, all right, couple more things to work on here, and I think we're just about done. How's it looking, big guy? All functional?
As functional as one can be, my lord, but Are we certain this is the most optimal design for damage?
Just think about it, friend. More people we can get our hands on, more people we can shred to pieces, yeah?
There is sound logic in that, my lord.
Gonna feel weird as hell when I tap into you again. Especially if I'm starting to feel how you feel. That's gonna be new.
Must ask, my lord, this potion you imbibe to increase this connection, its effects, they seem to be wearing off. A note that I have recognized with these new thought things that aren't weapons or attacks. Very distracting, I might add.
You, expressing concern for me, V?
No, I'm expressing concern for myself and our capabilities.
Sounds like it. Well,
whatever mage or wizard or sorcerer, warlock perhaps even, which, if we are, I am not certain, that you procured this from. We might need a double order. Post haste. But merely a recommendation. Understand it was some concern of your imbibing.
yeah, they're getting a little shaky pants about it, but hey, makes us more potent in the fight, which is all we need.
Precisely, my lord. The lance need only be strong at the front.
Yeah, I'll work on getting some more of that after we get some things set up, but for now, we gotta fight tomorrow.
Who is our opponent, my lord? Dare it be this pagan called Yinival?
Nah, we deal with the old hag soon. Tomorrow, we knock some sense into the old man. Should be a fun time, yeah?
A fearsome opponent. For one who hasn't, of course, studied all the combat records and thought of several ways by which to punch holes through the armor.
It'll be a good test for us, no question.
Shall we be facing Dawn, my lord?
I get the feeling he'll have something else prepped for us. No clue what. I've been purposefully not spoiling myself, but we'll see tomorrow, yeah?
I suppose we shall, and it will be a glorious fight. Perhaps one of us shall die.
I don't know about death just yet, but while we're on subject of fighting, I've never really told you this, but well, since I got to Sparr, I spent most of my time here in a cage, in shackles. I've never quite felt as free as when I fight with you, V.
To keep you in a cage would be a ridiculous waste of your talents, my lord. You're a born weapon, such as I.
Couldn't agree more, big guy. But, you know, there were these birds on my home planet. Not anything big like the ones out here, but they were beautiful. Just sleek black and out there. Even amidst all the smog and the choked, they always rose above it. Forged their own path forward. Yeah. That's us, V. One bird, two wings, one path to the end, yeah?
As long as we can drive our beak through something difficult.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of beak driving where we go, big guy. And I think... Sorry, go ahead.
Is that a euphemism, my lord?
We get a brief cut to Virtue's hands, which are sharper now. They have kind of claws at the end of them. And also to like the weapon in his side item, which looks like kind of like a long spear with a drill tip at the end. We come back inside to Virtue, who kind of laughs a bit. It's just like, no, it's not, big guy. And we cut over to the like the screen Reggie is typing on, and on the inside it just says like, you know, finalizing scans, normalizing processes, system complete. That all collapses down to one line, which spreads out and just says, Virtue Nightingale, ready for takeoff.
Did you purposefully refer to Reiji as Virtue?
Yeah.
There's no horrifying implications of that. Actually, there's no implications of that. But it's fine. He just needs more drugs. Nanites. Nanomachines, sun. Sorry, Rising Sun nanites.
Red Sun. Nanomachines. Paradise. Sorry.
Anything anyone else wants to do before the fight that is totally very straight begins?
Yeah, that evening, as soon as Elena comes back from a totally normal shopping trip, I'm sure, where nothing nefarious happened, Leon would just kind of be waiting, and as soon as she steps through the door, just oh, hey, you got a minute?
Yeah. What's going on?
Oh, it's not actually anything important, just something I wanted to show you.
Okay.
Head over to the 3D printer and grab out the thing that's been printing all day, a brand new guitar. Pull it out, strum a few times, make sure it's tuned. Wanna join me outside? It's kind of nice out tonight.
Sure. I didn't peg you for a musician.
Don't be so suspicious. We all got our soft side. Even you, I bet.
Good luck finding it.
Lot to work with there.
Internally, in the inside thoughts, challenge accepted.
Subtext is thick. It's
But yeah, as soon as they get outside, kind of take a seat, the light snow falling. I wrote this a while ago, actually. What for you?
For me.
Yeah.
Let me know if you start playing.
Yeah, I need to start playing. Called it Lonely Charades. I always saw you, I know. If you're like me, you probably felt alone on that ship, no matter how many people are around us. And you don't have to.
I don't really feel alone. That is kind of a mask there. That is.
I mean, it's all right. You let me in as much as you want. I'll be here. Not gonna pry. Someday, maybe, you give me a chance.
Maybe.
He's just going ham on the guitar now. You're doing a damn fine job down here. That's it. Kind of tuck the guitar way off to the side. And just hold out one hand. Just to see if she'll take it.
And an eyebrow raised and a curious kind of look like, what are you planning? And takes it.
Stand up, just pull her in kind of close. I mean it. I'm here. I'll wait, but you're not alone.
You know, it's ironic hearing you say that when you like to hide yourself away every night running simulations, looking for every possible weak point and every possible mistake.
Because I'm scared to death that one of you is not going to come back one of these days. I'm not going to lose another family.
You haven't told me a lot about your past.
Not much to tell.
I've been picking up. I think there's a lot more to tell than you let on. I've been picking up bits and pieces since I've been here.
I'm sure you read my record. Come from a wealthy family. Did some stupid shit. Law came, took me away. I did my time, got out, decided to go in the straight and narrow. Got picked up by the union. They saw that I could hold my own in a Lancer mech, and here we are. Family doesn't talk to me anymore. But I think that's all right.
Well, if it's one thing the three of you are proving to me, and I'm gonna curse Janaea for telling me this so many years ago, and I didn't listen to her. Reading something is significantly different from experiencing it and meeting the people.
Yeah, I'd say so. You don't want to meet my family, I promise you.
You don't want to meet mine.
I don't know about that.
No, I very much assure you, you do not want to meet my family. Maybe my brother, but...
Well, I don't have one of those. So you got me beat there.
So that's what you meant when you said you lost family?
You know, it's getting kind of cold out. We should probably head back inside.
Don't forget the guitar.
I won't. Just let go of her hand and go over, snatch it up. Hold the door open. After you.
You coming back in the hangar door? You coming back at the door, Freds?
Yes.
There's absolutely a Reiji sitting and leaning against the foot of virtue, not saying a fucking thing, but looking. Oh, he's looking.
Can a guy serenade in peace?
Side of the hangar, Sim is walking around very clumsily, like she's drunk, and giggling to herself as she, like, fails to walk properly.
It's like saying, like, no. Let me try saying the words. Nope.
Oh, Reiji to Leon doesn't actually say anything in response, just nods, keeps his arms folded, doesn't say anything.
What's Sim's over there acting weird, right?
Oh, she's having a good time.
A
Let
little
her rest.
bit. Is there a reason that you're staring?
Me? No. Nice night.
Yes, you. Uh-huh.
I can't deny this is absolutely an in-character grin. This is like
Art.
there's no need for him to say anything because the pure shit-eating grin on his fucking face. It's just like
You're leaning on Virtue, right?
yep.
You hear it from a loud blast that definitely fills the whole hangar. Do you believe there are courts in
Motherfucker.
Sim trips, and then is like lying on her back, and then all of a sudden, like eyes snap over.
Literally eyes glow.
Ugh.
Well,
Can always count on Virtue to speak the truth.
You know, listen, I should probably have turned the volume back down when I finished what I was working on.
Just,
I'm gonna go ahead and take credit for that one.
Yeah.
just
It is a harmless question, my lord.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm on that now. Sorry. He's gonna climb back at the cockpit.
I'm pretty sure they went deaf on the other side of Yin.
Well, listen, it means they know the big guy's around, and after tomorrow, they're gonna know to want us around.
What's happening tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow I can show you guys what I've been working on.
looking forward to it.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Oh, this should be very entertaining.
Sim, I don't know if you're all here right now, but I guess Dawn kind of adopted your cat. It's just hanging around now.
Cat. No.
You see Sim like slowly sitting up, and like nodding, and then just kind of like out of nowhere, as if her mouth is full of cotton. I want to try alcohol. No, you're not going to try alcohol today. The
Reiki.
cat? He adopted the cat.
I thought that was a junk program.
Every time I pop in, there's a cat there just waiting for me.
That's cool. Did you give it a name yet?
I did. Just kind of came to me. Jonesy.
Is that what you said? What?
So, for the record, while records of the pre-Union era on Earth are hard to come by due to several things, I'd like to imagine some version of key films exist and have been saved because of things like launching satellites with music records on them. We're certainly a plan.
Yeah, you know.
So
So-
there was an entire like boom of repeats of old music when we finally chased down the Voyager satellite.
Exactly. They found it, like crash landed onto some planet, and they're like, ah, yes, the Beatles.
Beatles.
They can't even read the cover. It's just nonsense sounds.
Nonsense. People must have been stupid. But yeah. So that's a reference for those who don't know. And for those who don't, Google is your friend, or your enemy. I'm not here to judge your relationship with Google.
That's valid.
But anything anyone needs to do in this exact moment? Trying to look at my list here.
I go check on Sim.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Sim has piloted herself over to the mess area and is not in her usual way, is grabbing like a little bit of a bunch of different stuff and then like sticking it in her mouth and very thoughtfully chewing.
And
Are
these
you all right over there?
dental protrusions are not efficient. We should look into sharpening them. They will break down food much faster.
No, the pointy ones are for tearing things, the flat ones are for crushing things. You haven't even eaten a nut yet.
Why do some of these hurt? Have you seen a dental specialist lately?
Don't. This is not.
Hello, Sim.
Yes?
Are you all right?
Never better.
Did something happen?
I had an epiphany.
That's a good word. Can I try that one?
Yeah, go for it.
Just,
No, you're not gonna get it that way.
sorry. Keep talking. Interesting word, though.
This, like, everything that's happening between me and Turk is like coming from the same person. I imagine that when Mimi talks, she's not using the same like vocal position that that Sim does, and it's like a little bit like breathier and huskier. The muscle memory is there to like make words, but she's not used to the vocal cords, and she's really not used to what a tongue is supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
An epiphany. About what?
And Sim tries to put it into words. Well, you know, if you just push at the edges of what you think your mind is, you can have somebody else reach out a hand and pull. And then it's kind of like you're there, but you're like the socket of your arm and you're dislocated, but now there's room and you can like stick another arm in part way, and then you can have two arms. Ooh, kind of like Reiji's doing to Virtue right now.
That's a different matter. What you're talking about sounds like dissociation or a disembodied experience.
There is no possible way for me to describe to you the sensation I'm experiencing right now. It is real different. And there is just like the most serene look on her face. I think you can probably, and sideways, I think you can probably figure out how to say hi, right?
I've been doing my best to cycle through vocal patterns and mouth shape. Ah!
And like a sideways wave. None of it is Sims.
She's watching this and puzzling through it, and it's like, you connected.
She doesn't seem happy.
It's her job to worry.
Oh gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna fit it this way. really glad that you were able to reconnect with Mimi this way. That puts you at so much risk.
We'll be careful.
As much risk as Reiji with his nanites.
We're much cooler.
We've done this in reverse 100 times. This is just... If there's any risk, it's of her biting my tongue.
You just get a lot of like real dirty thoughts with that one.
And
if she
If
were to get
wide-eyed and
compromised
flushes.
by... And if she were to get compromised by an Avant?
Oh, well, should we tell them? That might not be the best. She seems already on edge.
this conversation is happening internally.
Yeah. This is we should probably keep that on the down low. But
Yeah, absolutely not.
maybe telling them we're really close to a breakthrough on that?
We're very close to making that problem a thing of the past. I think all I need to do is get a little bit of help externally. I think Clan Volsung can help. I'm gonna go to them tomorrow and see what we can come up with together. Look. I am already a dead woman. If they ever find out where I took Mimi and that she still exists. I don't want to waste the time that we have hiding. We both need to live. And it's not fair to her to have to do it in a death machine.
It's attempted precisely. I'm sorry. That's wow. How do you get the sea sounds? What is this? I can operate a billion mana war machine. Heath.
You'll get it, hon. You'll get it.
I am going to put a lot of trust in you with that.
With her with me, if one of your mechs goes into Cascade, we at least have the chance to talk. It's different. And
I don't understand how it's different.
Sim will like come up and like grab Elena's hand. When one of them talks to us, it's easier for you to trust me saying that you can trust them, right? The reverse is true too. They can talk to each other on an equal footing that we can't. And this, and she kind of like taps the side of her face with the glowing eye. This is the strongest sign of trust that she could give anybody. Please. Besides, don't you want to see the curtain that your mom has been... Don't you want to see behind the curtain that your mom has been trying to pull back all these years? This is something that she could never dream of.
I don't care how it works, Sim. I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't hurt the people I care about.
There's
And you're
nobody.
opening yourself up to so much risk.
I get a feeling she's still quite sore about Legacy. We might want to let bygones be bygones and prove our effectiveness at a later date.
Both of us have already died one way or the other once. There's only new frontiers from here. And Sim is going to walk back to Old Lace and basically like go and move to start retrofitting the new print that she had for her Basilisk protocol in place.
Absolutely. So, if I recall, there was going to be a fight today.
Yeah.
Or the next day, rather. So, we want to jump into that fight now?
Sounds like a plan.
I got some fight
Yeah.
music I'd love to play.
Oh, well, I'd like you to play that fight music.
Good. So, pilots, way we're going to handle this, we're just going to... We can do a tactical if you want, but maybe for the sake of time, we both agree that this is a narrative spin.
I'm fucking fine with that.
I will note. Reggie, you will be feeling the effects of lack of nanites. Keep that in mind while you're going there. And I know you're both awesome, so you pick the arena. I imagine you can easily get a lift out of Yin to some flatlands.
Yeah,
of snow
probably smooth, fine. Nice little flat. I'm imagining almost kind of like a small crater from like a small, small impact, small hollowed out areas, little rocky ridge around the area. You know, nice little things.
Mm-hmm. There is a large crater nearby, but that's kind of a holy site. You probably don't want to fight.
Yeah, we're gonna avoid that
Probably
one. So I think we kind of start with just like shots of like the two of them like in their cockpits directly, so we don't like fully see like their full setups just yet, or however that looks. And so Reggie's again just kind of like, you know, rolling some shoulders, just beautiful day, old man. Tell me how you feeling.
Surprisingly, all right.
Well, that's always good to hear. Like the new toy, by the way. Talk to me about her. I think we can get a cool like quick camera shot, external shot of the new setup, and talk to us. But take us, but you mean do the shit.
I mean, it is still Dawn, but the actual name of the mech has changed. It is no longer Dawn's First Light. It is now Dawn's Cascading Light. The bow has been swapped out. There's now little like ejectable knife ports down the legs, and in one hand is just like this broken hilt of an old like Sparry greatsword, just the hilt though, and in the other hand just kind of twirling it around just almost absent-mindedly is a vicious just obsidian axe.
Ooh. Yeah, I think like the camera gets a good pan around. Final shot on like the axe. Cut back to Reggie just smiling. Just yeah, I like the changes. Been wanting to see you get messy up with me in there.
Someone's got to keep your ass safe.
I should also add, by the way, I think it's perfectly fine if one or both of our other comrades is here too, because that seems like it'd be fun.
You could not keep Sim away. She is sitting in the palm of Old Lace under several piles of blankets.
Is it Samir?
No, just Sim. I mean, it would still be Sim, but like, even if Mimir is riding along, there's, I don't know. there's still two people. Just like sometimes it will be me talking. I don't know.
Commander, you
One
there?
Mouth. You gotta share a mouth.
You have the expanded compartment upgrade on your body, or your mental
Yeah.
space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fair and valid. CO, you there? You showing up? You pulling up for this little show?
You're not hanging out on Old Lace. I'm telling you that much.
I have to play catch up with my modifications.
Fair.
So I trust that Sim will probably be recording the data, and I know for a fact Leon will be. So
Fair and valid.
so fun, you two.
Reggie kind of like adjusts some. You can kind of flex and see like he has his shirt off again. And there's kind of like some plugs in his back that link into like the throne of the cockpit. He's rolling his shoulders a little. Just yeah, it feels a little weird, I gotta say. But and then a kind of outside shot, we cut to see a much bulkier Virtue with a sort of larger frame and big wide shoulders. And behind those shoulders, as the two arms roll, there's two other arms, larger and with these big sort of claw hands just rolling behind him. Just gotta say, I'm liking the new look.
I like it too. It's it suits you.
Nicest thing you ever said. You ever said.
No, we'll have to change that then.
Well, all right.
Oh, is he courting us now?
Kind of Virtue taps a button so the shield kind of maglock to the arm and comes down as it spins a little. I got enough lovers, darling. Let's make this happen, huh?
And simultaneously, because she's tapped into y'all's comms, I hope so.
Enough lovers, but not nearly enough enemies. I have to make haste.
And like they kind of like lock into a sort of like, it's a weird variation on like your standard kind of like almost like early hoplite stance where the sort of shield comes up front and the spear is locked in on the underarm. The two overarms go one onto the other spear to kind of make it a semi-overhand grip, while the other one kind of just shelters the shield kind of like cradled under it. It kind of locks in, shoulders vent a little bit, the mono eye blinks a little. And it's just like, you ready?
In total contrast, full just both weapons out, just in this stance ready to sprint forward. Total offense versus total defense. The snow also would hit like the area in front of the broken hilt and just stop. Because there is a blade there, it's just imperceivable.
Oh.
Difficult to comprehend. But you'll feel the cat just kind of like project on your shoulder, looking over and just sitting very primly as its tail like whaps around your neck onto your chin.
See, Sam, see it? See? It won't.
Well, ain't
Whatever.
that just cute? Now come on, princess, stop bullshitting. He kind of like
You do good
charging.
work, Jonesy.
he kind of like slams the shield twice with the spear.
So I don't have any narrative abilities that involve combat at
Oh.
all.
Narrative-wise, I don't mind. I mean,
Honestly,
you all go...
fam, I say we just say fuck rolling. Let's just narrate this out.
Absolutely.
Fuck
that was my
rolls.
hope.
Let's just have some fun. Like,
Yeah. Well, if I may,
please.
of course, as the historical archives would tell us, that hooked axe by boarding parties was always used to just grab onto the top of a shield and just yank it down to expose that juicy meaty inside and then go in with the sword stab right behind it.
Sense. And so yeah, I guess like I kind of get to see like from behind the new dawn, like sprinting forward, leaping up, and like kind of grabbing at that shield and pulling down. I guess the standard sort of counter to that in sense would be kind of like to kind of pull the spear in some, not so much to like block, but just to kind of pull the blade down. So we see kind of that sword scrape along the torso, drag up a lot of paint and even some wiring as the spear kind of pulls against it and then bashes it away. The spear is obviously still occupied. However, there are two other arms. And so just that other arm just comes up and just like slams down into the snow as hard as possible, trying to just like collapse down onto you.
Oh, that moment of the two of them like locked, just that pressure being slammed down towards the snow, and then come over comms. Wasn't trying to stab you, just wanted to get close. They both are just reach out and just bear hug.
And then yeah, just full forearm embrace, just look at us now. Nice and comfy, and starts just squeezing in some.
And then the jets go poof, and the two of them just rocket into the sky.
Hell yeah. Reggie is legit just laughing his head off, just now it's a party! And I think he kind of honestly just like holds that forearmed embrace and just full on just tries to 180 invert and bring them back towards the ground.
Him with the
fun. Yeah, fun thing with the Blackbeard is that it counts as a size larger if you're the same size as the target that you're grappling.
Exciting.
If not, if you're smaller, then you count as the same size. So I would be happy to, if you would like, to roll off as they just start tumbling and spinning back to the ground.
Oh, sweetie, you're talking my language. Let me find that D20 of mine. It's around here somewhere. I found it.
Somewhere in the stands, Naruto and Guy says, the primary lotus. Very nicely.
Took you left me. That's an 18.
That's an 8.
Well, sometimes size does matter.
Give them all you got, Lee.
Damn it.
And yeah, I think just full on just drives them both into the snow and then like kind of like pulls them back up to upright and like lets them go, assuming like Dawn will try to back up and create space now. As they do so, you'll see a couple of like some shoots kind of like pop up on the back of like the shoulders and rocket off small bits of sort of like small exploding caltrops in a small area around them. And Reiji, whose voice sounds noticeably more like, I guess, bass, just, where are you running?
Oh yeah, just even that moment of separation, just to test out the new mobility, like the knife, just like sheaths would just pop out and just start ejecting these little tactical knives, and everyone just propels just left and right and across the battlefield.
Yeah. Absolutely has to bring the shield up to block a few, but of course isn't thinking too much about it, and so a few of them embed into the shield system and start to see sparks kind of fly out of it. It just fully just pops some steam, throws the shield off to the side, and just like comes back in, throws a spear in two hands, brings it up in an overhead stance, tries to just drive it down in the pinpoint. Of course, you're a smaller target, so it's hard to hit, but just trying to just pinpoint, just drive it down into you.
Wait for just a moment, and then try to parry and just come around with the nanocarbon sword, which is horrific.
Yeah, I think it absolutely, like, because this is not the full version of the full Nightingale system, this spear, it shears up against that spear and just, like, there's, like, carving off a full, like, piece of it.
Oh, just beautiful spark show just right in front of both cockpits.
Absolutely. Reggie leads fully into the cockpit and just, you treat this like a gunfight, old man. It's a brawl! And then drops the spear and just starts, like, smashing the fist into him.
This is a Sparr. This is a Sparr. We don't want to have to repair. Please. Oh God.
And, I think at this point, since you're showing off fancy new swords and shit, I think at this point Reggie's fully into it. You know, creates some space, pulls back away, and like you see the shoulder plates shift a little, spikes pop out of them on either side, and there's also kind of vents on either side. The crest helm also pops open a little for a vent there. Blue flames start flaring out of the side of them, raging. And as you look inside, I mean, quick hop and shot inside, there is like slight lines of like red just across Reggie's face. It's not a full activation of the nanites, but it's just the residual result of them being in him. And his teeth, fully fanged now, because I've watched way too much Wait for Mercury at this point. He just, bloodshot eyes, just, now it's going in! And he's gonna just charges directly at you.
I will say at this point you start to really feel the strain of the lack of connection between you and Virtue. Just like pushing in with this immense it's a matter of flicking on systems. For you, it's physical effort, and you're like the muscles are a little bit buckling under the loose connection, just implying a bit too much weight onto your frame, your physical frame.
I think if you don't mind, there's this moment internally for Reiji where he feels this weird moment of semi-separation from Virtue, unlike he felt previously, and he recognizes like, okay, clearly, like not having nanites is not protecting me as more, but he's also recognizing like, I fully feel in the fight right now. This is me, and there is a part of him just screaming internally, I need more of this.
Would that buckle at all be noticeable?
I'd say so, yeah. I think the shoulders, he's still calibrating the shoulder units properly, so I think on like the outer shoulders of the outer arms, as they kind of clamp down on you, you can see a slight like bend in the left and right arm a little bit as he's clamping in.
Yeah. Like seeing that full charge, Dawn would just brace, axe and sword just like crossed over top of each other, and more watching and waiting till the two of them just collide.
Yeah. No, Snow Smash, literally like with boosters skidding along the side, just punches and axe blows, sparks are flying, wires are coming up. It's getting messy.
When do we call it? When do we call it?
Whenever one of us does.
Getting one in back and forth.
I would like to send just a private message, just a quick stream of text to Sim that says, watch him. Something's off.
You go and turn your message, and you see the cat is now like held forward the control you were holding forward before, just like his paw rather, pushing it onward, holding it for you, and looks at you.
Good job, Jonesy. Yeah. Just to continue to push and push and trying to put that strain, just to see if we can suss out some kind of weakness. Let two little autopods just pop up like out of the collarbones. Two little flechette AoE bombs that just
and they absolutely
fill that area with flechette shreds.
Yeah, they embed in like the joints of the upper left arm, and it kind of buckles some more. You kind of start to feel it like crumple in. Reiji, fully lost in this at this point, lets go of like the arm clasp, grabs his own upper left arm, tears it, and just starts bashing it into Dawn at this point.
And Sim has hopped into her mech and is booting the systems and moving Old Lace closer. Oh god, I hope this works. Starts flicking on the newly labeled switches inside the cockpit.
It will.
She messages back to Leon. And she sends a text to both of them. A text message that says, "Close your eyes."
And I think Reiji's still functional enough that he kind of at least just like closes his eyes a lot.
And in that last moment, the final switch gets flicked up, and I imagine like in an animated series, this is like a different animation style for this effect. But the head of Old Lace splits open down the middle, and there is like a series of flashing lights that then like slowly creeps over the whole screen, and it's a dragon, it's a Gorgon, it's two people embracing. It keeps flashing through like images of like fighting and creatures and things that are like really hard to understand in quick succession. And Sim has activated her Extrude Basilisk on the Old Lace Mark II to stop the two of you fighting long enough to spare your mechs any more damage.
Yeah, so I will say for Dawn's Cascading Light, you as a pilot are able to kind of avert your eyes from any sensors and distract, and then the cat seems very displeased with whatever it's seeing, and kind of you see its hair stand up on end, and it almost seems like frazzle into static at its tips, and you basically step back. I will say Reiji and Virtue, since you're a bit more connected, just like your mind just like if this were Cthulhu, I'd be asking for a sanity check.
Yeah,
kind
no,
of thing.
absolutely. And I think that brief bit of contact kind of shocks Reiji out of the.
I think you cry a little bit of blood.
Yeah, no,
looking at it.
Yeah, and I think that kind of like shocks Reiji out of like the sort of like haze of it. Just, damn it!
Hey, it's all right. What's going on over there?
The skull like snaps shut as soon as it's clear that you're not fighting anymore.
Just a little too tapped in, a little too warmed up. My bad.
I don't think anybody's supposed to look at that. Did you close your eyes at all?
Yeah, I slammed them shut, but V was still looking. I don't know. I didn't see it, but I feel like I saw it.
Don will just like lean over and just kind of hold Virtue there.
See, everyone's doing it now.
It's one and the same.
Yeah, they like slump over. The other two right arms are still functional. Both of them slump down and kind of slam on the ground. Just, I'm good. I just, hell.
Jonesy, you okay? Virtue?
Oh, Red the cat. That's the cat's name.
Yeah.
What sorcery is this? My mind, I feel foggy.
Yeah, I blasted everybody with a set of liturgicode adversarial imagery.
Speak not your spells at me.
Fucking hell.
A fine thing you just did, but
Reiji.
Paralysis spell.
Yeah.
from the fight, we were so close.
Reiji wiping blood for his eyes. Just stand down, V. Slow cycles. Take it easy. Fucking hell, babe. And I just made V more killy.
I can't have you two breaking each other's mechs on a whim.
Nothing that repairs won't fix. I showed you it was all off
Elena's
anyway.
already mad at me. I don't need to push it.
Fair and
We were
valid.
fine. Wouldn't have killed each other or anything.
Ray kind of leans over in his own cockpit. Hello, piece of hardware, old man.
You made it look so fun out there. They gotta give it a shot.
Let me tell you, the dances we're gonna have. Oh, it's gonna be a wild good time, you and I. Think about it. Fields of bodies, and in the middle of it, me and you, mechs bare, faces bloody, and smiles wide.
Don will just like reach up, just kind of like grab around like the chest area and just like hold their foreheads together for a moment. That means you gotta live. No running off getting yourself killed. No half-cocked missions.
Ain't it clear by now? Ain't nothing out here
Yeah.
worthy of killing me just yet.
Other than yourself?
Well, I'm working on not trying so hard.
Don't do anything stupid. All right.
You have my word.
Oath, my lord. But certainly, what they consider to be folly would not apply to us.
Fair and valid.
Hey,
Regardless,
Virtue, can you hear me?
How I address him, my lord. I am capable of comprehending thee.
he can hear ya.
Take one hand and just boop. Let's go home.
That's an attack, my lord. Have we been assaulted?
No, I think you just made a friend, big guy.
Impossible. Allies only.
That's so rude. Virtue.
Ally? There's nothing more noble than to be an ally.
Did the comms show the biggest-eyed, sad-faced Sim on the inside of the cockpit?
Oh, give the man a break. He's old-fashioned.
I suppose there might be some, at least one friend, I suppose. Well, the rest are allies. Only
Sim
two.
crossing her arms. Nod, nod.
Shall we return home then? This fight seems quite ended.
Yeah, I'll get you patched up tonight, I promise, but need to make a run in the town first. Errands to run.
Understood, Lord. I will eagerly await the next battle.
That's my boy. Taps a console.
And Leon, you will absolutely get the approving like purrs of a cat as you as they lay in your lap, just quite satisfied with their work.
All right, I guess you can stay. Sam, keeping the cat.
I don't know why, but have fun.
I mean, it was helping. Yeah, when I took that moment to send you, the comms, like, started stepping across my console and seemed to know what it was doing.
There's we're gonna call it the inner room from now on, Turk.
Like
In the inner room, Sim looks over at Mimi and kind of with a look of like, do you think also?
I have no idea what to make of that cat. But it's clearly something.
We'll take a look later. For now, it's maybe just overriding some CompCon protocols. It's weird. That's weird.
My dear, we're quite weird ourselves.
What?
Well, gorgeous, but weird.
There's just a very long what? Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit! We have an appointment.
Oh, sorry.
Old Lace starts trucking it, which is probably the most. It's like a lope. It's frightening to look at.
Anybody here ever watched gameplay of what's the fucking that weird fucking kids horror game everybody's into right now? The Poppy's Playtime or some shit.
Yeah,
it's that thing. It's just that fucking it's horrifying.
The monster is basically like the sticky hands, but as a on a body.
Yeah, it's just fucking it's rough. It's rough.
Like the shoulder and everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get you. But it's terrifying to behold. But it's great. So back in town. Got a few more things I think we need to clear up for this section.
Yep. I guess. Yeah. CO, you got anything to do?
Not that one. Sorry.
I find it strangely suspicious you're asking me. Putting that on the record, but I do have to pay a visit to the temple.
Fair and valid. I always ask because you got your. Why not? Like,
No, you don't.
what do you? Okay, fair and valid. But all right. Well,
I think that was Foxy asking, not Reiji, wasn't it?
Listen, sometimes they're one and the same. Especially when I've had this much tequila, it's like.
Tequila is rising sun.
Are we role playing right now, or are we channeling? Who can say?
Who knows? Who knows? In either case, I guess actually in character, I think what actually happens is like, post all the fucking fight nonsense. I think Reiji kind of just like shows up in a doorway, like, camera shot of like doorway, just like, hey, you busy? And then camera shot wide pan around to actual show wherever we currently are, assuming wherever Elena is right now.
I just finished up what I needed to here, at least. What's up?
Thinking about going to see a friend in town.
Friend.
Yeah, a friend. Might have a package for me.
Are you asking for my permission to go, or are you asking for me to go with you?
If it was the first, I wouldn't do that. I'd just fucking go. Thus, it's probably the second one. So, are you coming?
Yes, you would. And she sets down her data tablet and hops off the ledge that she was on.
Kind of roll the shoulder a bit. Still feels weird. There's another arm there, I swear. Anyway, how's the evening been for you?
Busy. How'd your fight go?
Hell of a good time. Liking these upgrades, and man, let me tell you, what the old man did to Dawn? I like the way he's thinking these days.
As we were walking, she just kind of studying Reiji. Why are your eyes bloodshot? What happened?
Fun fight. Got a little heated up. A little too jazzed. In the zone, if you will.
Are you gonna continue to bullshit me?
Residual nanites, the blood of Sparr itself entering me for a brief moment of feral combat. Who knows and/or gives a fuck?
Meg, are you trying to allude to the fact that Reiji's eyes experienced some ocular hemorrhaging?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Oh, I guess after that he goes, oh, and also Sim flashed some weird basilisk horror code image thing. I shut my eyes, but V's optics were still on, and I guess nanite bleed or something. I don't know. It's been fucking with me for a bit. Everything's been fucking with me for a bit. You ever try having 4 arms?
No.
It feels weird.
I have a completely different experience with that. I've used 6 arms from the jump. What?
How do you deal with the shoulder thing? Because I feel like I'm always trying to come in on a certain angle, and I'm always coming too low because there's another shoulder I gotta worry about.
You get used to it. It becomes muscle memory eventually. But if you want actual tips, I've got some of my old training logs.
Oh, looking after things you wrote and/or recorded means more of your voice in my ears.
Would you rather fight me?
Yes. Yes.
One condition.
Hmm.
You stop taking the fucking nanites.
Drop your logs by my bed.
You know the more that you take, the worse it's going to get.
Look,
Not just the actual effects in combat, but the bleed.
and I'm certain it'll lead to something I've never experienced before. And the simple thing that I don't think you get is I'm not worried about that. There's a god I gotta kill, remember?
Why are you all so insistent on doing these things to yourselves that cause more risk than reward?
Darling, You're a Lancer pilot. Our life is risk over reward. Your life is risk over reward.
You can't destroy it. You cannot help or protect Janaea if this shit kills you first.
You're gonna stop wielding over me like that. You got it?
Why? Because you know I'm right? Reiji, you are a capable and competent enough pilot without that shit running through your blood.
There's a weird look and just... I'm gonna ignore the fact that you're complimenting me and instead just say, gods don't need capable or competent. They need supernatural. They need something better. I don't know what this shit's doing to me or V, but I know it makes us stronger out there. As soon as Unival's dead, I'm off it. But until then, hate to say it,
Until then, you're a junkie on a high.
And you're a brat with daddy issues.
At least I can accept that.
I would say what I'm doing right now exactly is accepting it.
No, it's feeding it.
Well, listen, hate to pull rank as it were, but kind of hangs his neck as if there's dog tags there. You ain't my commanding officer. So, much as I love giving you that honor, you can't stop me. And let you come with, it seems like you want to know more about this guy. You should thank me for that, and shut up otherwise.
Fine. I gotta figure out who this guy is anyway.
Let's go get us some answers then, huh? Little shopping trip, if you will. And he does a very, very dramatic, like, arm roll into, like, hook. Commander.
She just keeps walking.
And he just kind of like, wait a minute.
It's like you haven't even met me.
Let's say I'm trying to break the ice, huh?
So
It's funny because we're on Sparr.
That's exactly what it is. You did it. You did it. You nailed it. You got it. You did it.
So, you make your way into the city. Still, you're heading into the Hall of Elders, I assume, or the Hall of Unival Returned, rather.
Sounds like the plan. That's where we met that's where we met the lad at.
All right. Well, going in, yeah. You're actively seeking for them?
I mean, I know CO's got some actual business here. Actual shit. I'm drunk. Actual shit to do here. So I'm gonna let them take care of that while I kind of hang out in the corner, sleuth-like, and wait for someone to appear.
Fantastic. Elena, what is your more official business you like?
Elena is searching for the techno-shaman that she had made the initial deal with that put her in contact with the broker. Or
Yeah.
one of the associates.
Yeah, no, you could find them pretty easily. I mean, asking around, you remember general description, and it's not like there's a bunch of new people coming into Sparr every single day. But yeah. Actually, wait, I'm gonna change this to this. Okay. So, what are you looking for?
Ooh, this is funky. Fuck with this.
She was, like I said, directly looking for the person that she made
Yeah,
a deal
okay.
with, and upon spotting them.
Hello.
Approaches.
Greetings.
Older, older.
Oh,
I believe I owe you and your. I believe I owe you and your shamans a look into some Talos tech.
Well, that would be greatly appreciated, yes.
It's ready for whenever you come by the hangar.
We shall send a team to begin scanning immediately, if that would please you.
If you would be kind enough to wait until I am done with some other business here.
They will go with
I
you,
will work
lad.
with them.
I will have some scribes by
Right.
the door that will be ready. In the meantime, is there anything else we can do to assist?
I had words. And they left my head.
They're slippery sometimes, right?
Yo, I can never hold words. Honestly, they be some persistently evasive sons of bitches. To be honest,
Some sleazy.
you know what? How about you not actually do that to me right now in this vulnerable state?
I see you in chat.
Elder, I have a question for you.
I hopefully have an answer.
How far back do your data logs go? The information collected by your scribes?
To the founding of Sparr. As far as we can recall it.
How much does it detail about the other clans and their movements? The other
Oh.
the other biolocations on Sparr?
Well, it's most are common knowledge, of course. The more roving bands of Clan Yingling is kept secret for reasons. Of course, that is sacred to them. But I could gladly assist you in finding the homelands, homes of each of the major clans, should you need them. A simple enough resource. Nothing needed in return.
I would greatly appreciate that. And if your scribes happen to have some history on the war with Setcom, I understand that there were a lot of major officials here on Sparr. Do you have records of them?
Major officials. What sort of major officials are you looking for?
Specialists in warfare?
I believe we have some records of our warriors. Perhaps not held here, but I could certainly point you to various barracks within Yin. They each have their own storied histories.
That's understandable. If you're willing to help, I would appreciate it.
Of course, happy to.
And he'll take you kind of to a portion of the library, as it were, the records, that he'll gladly download onto a tablet for you and hand it over. Giving you an idea of where a lot of the mercenary bands of Yin and Sparr in general are within Yin. Noting, you get a general idea from their descriptions that some have been here for quite a long time. long storied histories, fighting Union, fighting for Union, fighting, large megafauna, you know, some
Yeah.
seem to evolve into advertisements. But yeah,
Cool deal. Awesome. That is stuff to follow up on.
yes. So if you're good, we can jump over to Reiji,
Yeah.
who you're just waiting when you feel a. I was curious if you'd come back. Your commander, girlfriend, wife.
Oh, save the fucking spiel. What's up?
Well, I think that's my line, actually. And again, the broker, a completely smooth red masked figure, wearing some very fine clothes of black and red design, kind of making him stand out a bit. I think I should be asking you what you're here for.
Well, I hate to say it, but ran out of my supply, and I figured, given God's not dead yet, I got more work to do.
Oh, well, we'd hate to leave you on a lurch. So, I'll tell you what. This next one, I just need you to install a little thing. Don't even think of it as a thing. It's an extra piece of armor. Throw it under there and forget about it. But, well, rather, I need you to throw it under a very specific mech. It's not even yours. Doesn't that sound nice?
You want me to install something on somebody else in my team's mech?
Oh, your team? Blase. No, your combat data was more than sufficient to understand your team's ins and outs, and, well, your XO was very helpful before. I look forward to more dealings with your team, as you would call it. Though, I suppose you're not a fully registered Lancer pilot, are they, your team?
Terminology's not important right now. What do you want?
Well, let's just say, little white vulture landed on my shoulder and told me you might get in contact with extremely powerful entities. Entities I'm very curious about. I don't need an actual aspect of part of it of all, but ooh, should I say have more reverence in here? Just feel a bit more echoey when I say that, but no. I heard you might be getting into a confrontation, shall we say, and one of their mechs might be piloted by a human. Now, I'd very much like for you to install, and he literally sticks out what's effectively like a little disc thing that's sitting on his thumb. Put that on whatever wreckage or living mech you can. Hell, if you can stick it on the actual person, I'll double your dosage next time you see me.
Double a dosage just to put a little thing on someone?
I know I am nothing if not generous in my dealings.
How's this?
Frankly, it's amazed I do as well as I do.
How's this? You throw me the 3 you threw me before. Maybe one more since I feel like being nice to myself these days. 4 doses. I'll take your little disc here. Do what I can with it. Whenever it's done, I'll come back and, well, we'll talk then. Yeah?
You drive a hard bargain, but you forget exactly who you're dealing with here, AJ. You need to... what is the word? I can't remember the word. And you see, he kind of like on his glove seems to just press his thumb to a forefinger, and you feel a brief shock of pain through your whole body. I never get it.
You son of a bitch! And I'm gonna put some against this wall.
Poor choice of action, and your entire body just seizes as he again pushes his finger. Again.
I'll rip your fucking throat out. You know that, right?
Oh, I don't think you will.
It's a shame. Simple precaution. Really should have scanned those things before you put it in your body, but well, you weren't noted as being the smartest person in your penal colony. So anyway, I will give you your dosage and the disc. You will take the 3 that I gave you as before, and as originally agreed, I'll double it if you stick it onto an actual physical person who has interacted with Univolt. Yes, it could be one of your teammates now, couldn't it? Though if they remove it before I get what I need, well, maybe I go off planet for a while. Maybe no one else who has the nanites actually is around anymore. How long you'll be able to fight off the full force of the repercussions of those? Tell me, you've been noticing any heightened aggression lately? Feelings of phantom limb?
Wanna see how heightened my aggression is, buddy boy?
No, I don't. Hits the button again. I'm not much of a fighter, but
Hey, bud, can I roll a check just to like see how well I'm taking this real quick?
absolutely, abso-freaking-lutely.
I got a thing I need to have happen here. Dice, please, dice, please. What am I? I'm gonna fucking roll a d20. What do we got? At a 19. Talk to me.
You are able. You start to fight through this pain and stand back up to full height. And as you're saying, like, you want to fight, like he definitely like backs away. Like, now, be reasonable.
Oh, I'm gonna like fully like not grab a throat. I'm just gonna grab the collar of his shirt. Just.
You understand how pricey these robes are, right?
You think this is new? And he kind of pulls in a bit closer. There's a brief flashback of Reiji on the ground writhing while a guard is over him pressing a similar trigger to just send like pain triggers through his shackles and into his rest of his body. Pulls him in close a little bit. It just feels like home, asshole.
Well, I'd be happy to help you get there, but look, perhaps we got off the wrong foot then. Easy, friend, easy. I see the nanites are putting you a bit on edge.
He'll grip the hand that has the disc, tightly, certainly, but slip the disc out of his hand, hold out a hand for the doses.
Consider this extra one on the house. And he puts 4 more dosages. So it's still, I think it'd be one for you, one for yeah.
I very much look forward to hearing of your future success.
Throw a tip in for good business.
From me? I already gave you an extra dose. What more could you possibly want?
Just a little free game, if you will. Little reading of the bones. Clairvoyance, let's say. I wrap this deal up, and then I put you in a body bag.
Interesting. Threats after a deal do sour future relations. Ooh, well, let's hope you find me again.
You got a lot of money behind you, friend. It's clear from the robes if you couldn't tell. That mask tells me one thing. You panic. Power don't panic.
See, that's the thing. Very direct, you.
Oh, gosh. It'll be very interesting to continue to learn more about you and your team. Very interesting.
Get comfortable on Sparr, huh? Find a good spot for a grave while you're here.
I have my plot pre-picked. Somewhere a bit more tropical, you understand. And he'll begin walking away.
Get the fucking crepes, that one.
So I would like to stalk the shit out of this man.
I will gladly allow you to roll for that right now, because we are going to be trying to move towards wrapping up. But yeah,
22.
I will tell you this: you follow this guy because it is a critical. He walks arms behind his back and absolutely seems to be going with a purpose towards a very fine-looking apartment. He enters, and you sit and wait. And a few minutes later, you watch the entire apartment explode. Just the windows are blasted out. Like a localized explosion has gone off. And, yeah, I feel like with the panic of the scene there and, you know, the fire brigade of kids at the top of the ridge kicking ice as hard as they can down onto the fire. No, some rescue mechs will enter the scene, and I think that would be a strong place to wrap for the moment. So, thank you so much for watching thus far. Our adventures will continue in the near future. I believe 4 weeks now. We're on the 4-week sesh plan. Next session, the next session is not 4 weeks from now.
It's about 5 or so, because we're having a weird week. We're kind of sliding over because February and things are very strange. We're gonna put some stuff there though. Yeah, February 16th. It's gonna be a thing.
February
it's gonna
16th.
be during our Black History Month show out, which let me tell you, that's gonna be a real wild month for us. Let me tell you. So to definitely be there and be prepared to have some fucking fun. Let me tell you.
Lots to look forward to.
I gotta look into some stuff and talk to Vermin about a Thor parallel again. I mean, what?
Okay. Anyway, thank you all once again for joining us. My fantastic group of team of storytellers, if you could please, starting in the order, introduce yourselves and tell the people who you are and where they can find more of your exceptional talent that you throw out into the world. Like, yeah, do it.
Well, hey, it's me, Sir Hoopalot. You know. Tonight I played Leon Holt, who just loves everybody, just wants everybody to survive, and plays the guitar really, really well.
Confirmed, it's canon.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at LostCaribbeanRPG, or on our own Discord, where we play just a whole bunch of games, mostly indie games now, just from all over the place, games that I've never heard of until someone brings it up in the server. I'm like, yes, that'd be fun. Let's do that. Starting on the 16th, we are starting our charity event to support the Trevor Project. We have so much stuff to give away. So come hang out, donate whatever you can. Obviously, don't put yourself in any bind, but you have a bunch of guest GMs who are going to do a bunch of cool stuff, and we'll give away a bunch of prizes. But that's it out of me.
If that makes it over to my side. Hello again, friends. If you don't know who I am by now, it's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite fox, Philly's finest. And tonight, I have the absolute pleasure of playing Reiji and Virtue, the sons of Sparr, the Akunatau, the burning hunter of gods, and soon they ride again to the feast. I am so excited for what this campaign's going to become in the future. I could go on for 10 minutes about just all the things that I love about today, but I'll save that for post call. Instead, I'll talk about other stuff. You can find me on the internet, usually at Young Foxy. It's YUNGFOXXII. Sometimes there's an underscore. Not on Twitter. I think it's maybe on that case on Instagram. In any case, I'm doing lots of stuff on lots of places. The next place that I think you're going to see me, I'm pretty sure, is... Holy fuck, I have no fucking idea. Oh, I know exactly when. You're going to see me this fucking Wednesday coming up with the absolute return of Stardust Ghosts. Because they got a boss to fight, and some people to save, and a reactor to blow up. It's going to be a really fucking wild episode. And let me tell you, if you want drama, the horror of fascism, war stories, and an entirely BIPOC, femme, and non-binary cast bringing their absolute best to the stage of Neon Lights Roleplay, that's going to be what you're going to get. So you're welcome for that coming forward. See me then. Otherwise, see me on the internet, and I'll be around in places. Love you a whole lot. Bye.
Hi, I'm Legendary Vermin. You can find me as Legendary Vermin on all the places on the internet that matter, which is, of course, Itch, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, and increasingly and frequently, Twitter. I am GMing stuff here, specifically The World Within You, which comes back on the 30th of this month. That is a Monday. I can't say enough good things about the cast. We've worked really, really hard to pull this thing together. It is our game of spray paint splattered and bass boosted Voidheart Symphony. It's such a good time. It's such a good time. Please come and join us for that game. Besides that, you can always find me here for Frozen Rain. You can also find me on the same channel doing the wonderful, wonderful With the Will, which is our Animon campaign. That will be back 4 weeks from this Wednesday, so get ready. And besides that, check out my games at itch.io. That's all I got. And Sim Librarian AU win.
Or work on it.
As soon as you make it happen, I suppose. Hello, everybody. I'm Meg or Meg Mysteria. You can find me as such on Twitch, on Twitter, on Itch. As far as what is coming up for me, I think I am off the rest of this month. I'm not making any appearances until Last Transmission, the first Thursday of February, where I've got three of my cast members here right now. And I can't wait to torture them.
Yeah!
But
Hurt me more, game mommy!
that's the plan. In the other things we've got going on, we are working on scheduling the actual finale for Epimetheus on Lost Caravan, as well as our next episode of Project Sunbreaker for my segment Pandora's Hope. I believe that is going to be February 6th. I don't know. We'll have a more official schedule at some point. Other than that, you can always hop into Singularity Roleplay. We have our next session of Breaking Neon on the last Sunday of this month, and some stuff that we've got spinning in the works that will hopefully come out within the next few weeks. So that is it for me. Let's throw it up to our magnificent GM, Turk, who instills fear in all of us in one way or another.
Better not.
I'm afraid of you.
I'm not afraid of you.
Never.
I have nothing to fear.
Never afraid, honestly.
I have a lot of paranoia.
Well, 50% ain't bad. Hi, I am Turk or TurkAccented. Need fear that would take the heart of you. Anyway, I am of course the. I mean, you can twerk for Turk if you want, but
no, I know.
Yeah, I am the games facilitator, maestro of this fantastic game, where I've incredibly graced to have a fantastic group of people to help me run it. And yeah, I'm just really, really proud to be able to help y'all tell your stories. if you want to see more of me and the things I do, you can, of course, not see me next week. I'm visible. I have things to do. But usually you can find me Sundays on Lost Caravan, where Hoop gets to tell me all kinds of things. Like maybe I'm a god? Weird. I don't like that.
We're all gods if we try hard enough. That's the secret.
Well, you know.
friends.
I in a lot of roundabout way, I feel like my character on Necromancers and Sim have very similar things going, but Sim's got a much better way of handling it.
A gayer way of handling it. Let's be real.
Well, you know, we'll see. There's a lot of versions of me. Could get messy. Anyway, beyond that, on the 25th, I will be over Lost Caravan playing Tales from the Loop, which should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. And then, of course, February, Last Transmission, Frozen Rain, Oathsworn, maybe. Who knows? Probably. I do. I say Oathsworn. Oaths will be warm, or I will be cold in the ground.
Bring back the oats
Bring back
to
the
warm
oats.
them.
Exactly. And then a bunch of other really cool shows that I'm excited about, but we'll wait till a later date to discuss for the hype to properly build in your hearts. See? Foxy gets it. But anyway, larger point being, thank you, of course, to all my players for being here. You literally, it would just be me here talking to myself if it weren't for you, and also all of your stories are the only reason this is awesome as it is. Thank you for chat, for chiming in. Y'all are great, super supportive. We couldn't do we could do this without you, but it makes it so much better that you're here. And your contributions do, keep us going. And of course, thank you to anyone who's just chilling out watching. Even just putting eyes on us is a pleasure. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, week, month, year, century, aeons. Who knows? But before we head out, just remember to keep fighting that good fight, because the world needs you, and the best you can put out there is what you deserve to put out. Anyway, one last time, thank you all so much. I'll see you next time. Stay frosty. Frozen Rain out.
Stand by for the outro credits, friends. We're clean, friends. Oh, I'm not.